Welcome to the Eurocentrist, episode 18, and we have a special guest with us. It is... Please introduce yourself.
Yeah, I was like, Elena Gabrielle from Australia. Hi, everyone. Hey.
Hello.
Yay.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah, you're so welcome.
What an opportunity we have here.
Yeah.
You're normally in Berlin, right?
I normally am based in Berlin,
Yes.
and I need to preface this by saying I'm not a very good history buff at all, so
Me neither,
this
girl.
could be a
Perfect.
very interesting podcast.
Same height, same knowledge level. Perfect.
But great. Okay, yeah. Two different countries. It's great. Yeah. So
It's that's part of the fun, I feel like, is that he's already just a big fucking nerd, right?
Yeah,
he just knows all of this stuff about history.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I feel so flustered. Yeah.
He's a big nerd. He's got a wealth, a tsunami of historical information that I don't even think people who are history buffs necessarily know about.
Right,
So
yeah.
you get funny people on board to react to history, not in
Exactly.
real time, but sort of in real time.
Great.
Yes.
It's a lot of fun. So it helps to know nothing.
So thanks again to our researcher Ben
Thank
for
you, Ben.
pulling
Thanks,
out
Ben.
this one. He sent it to me literally 4 hours ago. So
Great.
he
Oh,
finished
yeah.
it up in the last moment. Thank you again, Ben, because you probably did a fantastic work. I mean, the track record...
Probably.
The track record speaks for itself.
Yeah.
But...
You're still hesitant to commit.
a little
though.
bit about my selection process normally. So I normally do research in general, just looking at recent discoveries and stuff like that, and then I normally go on tangents, basically,
Great.
like the scientific version of Wikipedia link clicking.
Okay, yeah.
This paper
Oh, yeah,
references this paper.
You fall down a rabbit hole of
Okay.
information.
So you're just it's like Wikipedia in human form right now.
Yeah. Mr. Wikipedia himself has graced us.
Did you create Wikipedia? Is that you?
I do have a Wikipedia account, and I did
course you
edit
do.
some articles.
Okay,
yes.
Of course he
great.
does.
Oh my god, can you add me to Wikipedia? Do you know how hard it is to get your shit
yes,
on
I know
Wikipedia?
yes,
it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But hey, we got a man on the inside.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I'll be talking to you after the
They
show.
did invite me to one of their congresses once, but I couldn't go because I was still
Do you know
too
what?
young.
This is what actually makes me feel better about Wikipedia, because sometimes you're like, is the actual people who are writing this stuff actually smart? But now I feel like, I mean, I'm glad.
And I'm one of the dum-dums there, because when I edited them, what normally happens is a review process,
Yeah.
and then a higher ranking editor here's 12 mistakes you made, but just from a formatting standpoint,
Oh,
because it was
wow.
German Wikipedia,
Oh,
and
yeah,
those guys
okay.
are anal as fuck.
Oh, of course, the
They're like,
Germans.
we want to make this exactly precisely this way. Information
I love
has
that.
to be standardized and everything,
I think he's being humble, though, by saying he's one of the dum-dums. I think the truth actually is he's just a very likable know-it-all.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he also does comedy,
Is
so he
that
has some
exactly
social
the name of my
skills. Yeah.
first special?
A likable
Yeah.
know-it-all, honestly.
Likeable.
Because I genuinely, even in real life, I feel like I learn a lot about stuff
Yeah.
just talking to him. It feels
Yeah.
nice to talk to someone.
Phlegmatic.
Yeah.
That's not what that word does not apply to this situation. I'm trying to give you a compliment.
No, you
Yeah,
learned it
we
today.
did learn what the word phlegmatic means, and I'm also going to completely forget it afterwards on purpose, because this word should not exist.
Amazing.
Do you did you know what phlegmatic meant? I didn't know.
No, I've heard it, but I don't know.
Yeah, guess what it means real quick.
Phlegmatic.
You get one
Yes.
guess.
Oh, I don't know.
You want it in a sentence?
Yeah, sure.
Oh my god. It's not going to help you. You're not dumb for not
the
knowing.
man working for the railroad was known to be somewhat phlegmatic.
That tells you literally nothing.
Nothing, yeah. That's, I want to say bothered or
You would think, but no, it's actually the opposite. It's unbothered. It's cold and unempathetic
Yes.
and unfeeling.
And sometimes lazy.
Yeah, and no, you said, that's not what the dictionary definition
That's
said.
the German
The German definition
Wait,
is...
what's the word in German then?
phlegmatisch.
Oh yeah, okay. All right.
No, but that doesn't help at all. I hate that.
I love this. It's so funny. So my one of my really good friends is German, and he's very smart. He's very fluent, bilingual, both
very
languages.
German.
Very German. And he asked me one day, he was like, "Hey, I'm going for a job, but it's also in English. But can you have a look at my resume and my CV, because you're an English native speaker?" And I was like, "Well, I'm Australian, so I don't know. That's questionable."
There's not enough Bowie knives in this one.
Exactly. He literally sent me his cover letter, and I like within 2 sentences, I was Googling words. I was like, what does that mean? What? And then I sent back to him and I was like, oh, maybe you would go, and then I sent back what I would write, which is a bit more like personality.
Yeah,
like,
I know
hey,
exactly what you mean.
And he was like, yeah, no, that's not going to work.
It's
and I was
not professional
because it's also
enough.
Germans who are reading it. So you have to be like English, like speaking in English, kind of German to English German.
But what is the CV for? Because I feel like the personality stuff would be helpful in some industries.
No, I think it was for literally Germans
for
were
German work.
a German company, but they were like they needed English speakers, but you needed to appease to the German English.
Oh my God, that is a very close needle to thread.
Right?
That is crazy.
So you can't be too
You can't be Australian. You can't be fun.
Yeah,
You
You gotta still like rein it in.
Yeah.
You still gotta like know all the Excel spreadsheet formulas and stuff. Yeah.
So that, to come back to the initial thing, this is normally my selection process. Is I find something in like that's again underreported or something like that. This time I literally just picked it because of the name of the guy.
That's the second time this has happened, though.
What was the first time?
Bernardo O'Higgins.
Oh,
this
fair,
is a real.
fair.
This was we got a very good friend of ours, Shane, who's Irish, to do this episode. It was about a man with the most Irish name possible, fully Chilean, like only spoke Spanish, and like is actually the founding father of Chile.
And became dictator of Chile right afterwards.
And became dictator of Chile. But his name is fucking Bernardo O'Higgins. Like, what kind of fucking name is that?
And he was just a lunatic.
Absolute
because he would
lunatic.
just get drunk and charge into battle all the time.
Was he Irish?
He was Irish, yeah.
Incredibly Irish.
Wow.
Yeah, his dad was Irish. You got the name and the nobility.
But half Chilean, half like Irish.
Basically, culturally fully Chilean.
Yeah,
but like, I don't even think he spoke English or Irish for that matter. He didn't speak. He only spoke Spanish.
Yeah, it's a fantastic dude. But
Right.
so okay, I guess that one. But I knew a little bit about Bernardo O'Higgins' story. With this guy, I have no fucking clue. And it's the first time we're going back to Roman history.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
So
And you got chocolate milk for Roman history.
Oh, you will know why that is. Because
afraid.
because the topic of today is Pupienus.
Get to the nose. Oh no. Targo's taking us downtown to Browntown. Reach the nose.
Why would you do this? You bring this nice lady all the way from Australia to be on this podcast, and you're like, pee-pee poo-poo time.
I knew it was going to be something filthy. I mean, my comedy is quite, like appropriate.
But it's not pee-pee poo-poo time. It's genital.
But Pupienus, I had to. This is, I think, maybe might be the inspiration for Biggest Dickus.
Okay.
Okay.
I can't see them not reading Roman history, the Monty Pythons, and be like, oh God, his name is Pupienus. Okay, we can't use him.
His name is not actually Pupienus.
Pupienus.
Oh my God, no.
How do you spell that?
Pupienus. Pupienus.
Pupienus. Oh, but it's one word.
Yeah.
Pupienus.
Okay,
Yes.
that makes it
What do
better.
you mean? That is. You didn't just know that?
Yeah, it wasn't
hearing-
Pupienus. It's Pupienus. Oh, that's better.
Pupienus.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's such a normal name to have.
All right, let's dig in.
No, stop. This has been the Eurocentrist podcast. We're ending it now.
Oh my God, there's going to be too many disgusting butt puns today.
Trigger warning
Yeah.
jokes. Okay.
Scatological humor.
This is going to be a very intellectual podcast.
Oh, well, we're in Austria. Mozart would be happy.
Yeah, exactly.
Mozart would love this. And maybe Hitler.
He's a big fan of Pupienus.
And also maybe Hitler.
But that's the pre-CIA propaganda thing with the British too. So it's all apocryphal. It might have happened, but we don't know.
We're in the right country for this.
Yes,
is what we do.
Exactly. So Marcus Claudius Pupienus Maximus.
Oh, there's a Maximus on it. Okay,
So he had like 4 other names that he could have had, but Pupienus is the one they decided to
that
go
stuck,
with.
yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yep, it's stuck.
Just like that piece of toilet paper.
Yeah.
Was born sometime in the 160s AD. Sources seem split between 164 and 168, but no one knows for sure either way. What we know of his life comes largely from the Historia Augusta, which is notoriously unreliable. Untrustworthy work, but sadly pretty much our only historical source for this time period in late antiquity. So what are you gonna do? There's also the history of the empire from the death of Marcus Aurelius, written by a certain Herodian of Syria, who was an actual contemporary of Pupienus.
Get it? Because his name sounds like poop. So we're gonna keep laughing at.
I couldn't finish his Wikipedia article because I stopped myself laughing every time Pupienus did something. Okay.
I need to know what he does.
I wonder if like we're pronouncing it wrong. Maybe it's
it's
Pupienus.
So that's the beauty of Latin.
Yeah, it could be
We
anything you don't know.
no. That's what I mean. Like with Latin, it's like you don't know. Like it could be.
It could be Pupienus.
Yeah.
But also, like, we're still choosing to pronounce that. He has 4 other names that we could be using. We're like, nah, Mr. Poopy Butthole from Roman times needs to be remembered. Well, we don't know why yet. But
But he too is considered less than reliable, though more reliable than many other accounts, and at any rate writes even less on Pupienus' person than whoever authored the Historia Augusta, or at least the appropriate section of it does. Anyway, virtually every bit of information that follows must be taken with a big old grain of salt. The Historia Augusta gives the following account of Pupienus' early life. Quote, "The father of Maximus," that is Pupienus, "was also Maximus."
Okay.
So your dad is also Maximus Pupienus.
Mr. Poopy Butthole.
Yeah, is it a first name or a surname? Or
Well,
I think it's a middle name.
note that Maximus is the cognomen, which was originally just a nickname, but by this time,
They call that wasn't his name at all.
yo, Maximus, come over here.
We need to find a way to differentiate you. Oh, no. Aurelius, nah. Licinius, no.
Pupienus.
Why? And we have to take this with a grain of salt. I'm pretty sure we're just watching some historians bully a man.
Yeah, literally, yeah. Let me just write a thesis on Pupienus because I hate the Romans.
Literally. But it's a hipster because this is a guy at the time or a contemporary writing about it. He's just like, this guy fucking sucks. And this is his real name for centuries to come.
So, which was originally just a nickname, but by this time typically passed down from father to son and used to distinguish different family branches. Pupienus is the actual family name.
The family name. Hey, because isn't it like your last name is always like what you did, you know? Like...
Like Miller.
Yeah, like exactly. Like, so my surname is Baum, so obviously, like my ancestors were probably like lumberjacks or something like that.
They took shits.
Yeah, like Pupienus. Just like, what did they just walk around?
The diarrhea clan.
Yeah, they just walk around like the tribe, just like not wiping their ass or something. Like
which in Rome meant something.
Yeah,
These
right.
guys just smelled like shit all the time. That's what they do. They're the shit smellers.
Oh, yeah, maybe they were like proctologists or something like that.
Or sewer people. Like,
oh, yeah, that is the architect's version of a
but
Pupienus.
But would Pupienus mean the same thing in Latin?
No.
Exactly. So then I was like,
not.
then it's like we're just putting all this stuff onto him, being like, oh yeah, like he had a shitty asshole.
It's almost like this podcast is not serious or something.
No, for historical record, they were probably very well liked people. You know, they maybe worked in sewage. Like we don't know.
Oh,
probably nothing to do.
That's Maximus Senior, was one of the plebs. And according to some, a blacksmith. According to others, a carriage maker. All right, so he was either in cars or in weaponry.
He dabbled.
He was either working for Ford or General Motors, basically.
Yeah.
All right.
It's a little less funny than shitting.
Okay.
Damn it.
He begot Maximus from her wife named Prima. Prima
Prima Pupienus.
The first Pupienus.
No, the best. It's Prima.
Yeah, the Prima, yeah.
It's like a pizza pie.
Sì, benissimo, buonissimo.
I'm pooping.
I would just don't do this near a Pupienus. It's just not like... This is not...
No, okay, but so he worked on cars before cars were a thing.
Yeah, he either made carriages or as a blacksmith you normally do, you know, either civilian infrastructure work or you make weaponry back then.
Okay.
You know, swords and stuff.
He contributed to society.
Yeah, totally. Together with 4 brothers and 4 sisters. Holy fuck. All of whom died before the age of puberty. Holy fuck. Jesus Christ.
Some rough times back in the
Things
Oh,
are.
the Pupienus had a problem with infection? Weird.
Yeah,
I was gonna
right.
say things are really getting busy in the poopy butthole household.
E. coli, salmonella.
Yeah. I
All
mean,
of the
all
things.
of the
They just had the aqueduct system, right? Like, so they
That's
had
like
plumbing.
that's like 200, 250 years before this.
Yeah. So they didn't have. This was optional, basically.
Oh yeah. They didn't want to wash themselves.
It's just a coincidence that they didn't want to wash themselves.
Oh my God.
My father drank the shitty water from the well, and I will drink the shitty water from the well, and my kids will die from it.
Oh my God.
Ancient Rome was just Woodstock 99 in many ways.
On loop.
No, just the same thing. It's just if Woodstock 99 was a whole society of
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
wow.
Yes.
people, and they were all called
Oh,
Pupiens.
Jesus. At Maximus' birth, an eagle, it is said, dropped a piece of beef.
An eagle?
And a big one too, a big piece of beef, into their dwelling where a narrow aperture lay open to the sky. So skylights. So an eagle
An eagle.
dropped a
This
piece of
can't
beef.
be real. This has got to be
Where-
fake.
Are we in ancient Rome? Where are we?
Yeah, we're in-
yeah,
yeah.
ancient
Do
Rome.
they
Okay, I was
have
like,
eagles in
I was like,
ancient Rome?
Yeah. I mean, that's the standard. Yeah, the Italian eagle does exist.
Okay.
Oh yeah, true,
All right.
true.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
A
forget that.
beef.
Yeah, it's
Like a sirloin or wagyu.
Like
fedora.
Yeah,
It's
just
just
A steak dinner.
yeah, just a, like half a cow. Just like
Postmates.
They Postmates his birth,
Oh
but
my God.
so weird. I guess that's like birth myth, you know.
It
like,
has to
like
be.
it has to be a sign
A
of the
Chinese,
gods.
yeah, like, but I feel like it's a bit Chinese whispers. It probably just dropped a worm.
yeah,
And
no, I
they're
was gonna say.
they're like, no, it was the beef.
I'm just surprised that like
There was a T-bone. Huh?
it's just weird as an American, I think, to picture eagles being anywhere outside of America. So it's like it feels like American exception. You know what I mean? It seems like something that would only.
Half of European countries have eagles in the standards.
Yeah,
or
but these countries
flags.
don't matter. Ours does, obviously.
It's also weird to just be like, oh yeah, like I never see birds anymore. Like, I never see birds. So I'm like, that's why I'm like, what, an eagle?
Yeah,
What? In the middle of
exactly,
a
that's
city?
true.
That's bizarre.
Especially in a city.
Yeah, right.
Just a city eagle.
yeah, just a city just hanging around. Although, you know.
But I can't help but think that would be like seeing like a platypus just like around in Europe, for example. Like what's an animal that's like native to Australia?
like a kangaroo.
Yeah, like a kangaroo. Like that's what that feels like to me. Is like someone wrote that like a kangaroo fucking airdropped like a piece of like raw steak.
Dropped it out of its pouch.
Yeah, just like,
Exactly.
while jumping.
like a frisbee. Just
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
through the window.
And then drove away at like fucking. I don't know. They move really fast. That's all. I know.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, so it gets stupider.
He does.
Yes. And later, when it lay there, no one daring to touch it through superstitious fear, it picked it up again and carried it off to the nearest shrine, which was that of Jupiter Praestus.
So they get normal names and everyone else gets poopy butthole.
Poopy
But
butthole.
the eagle picked it up again and brought it to a shrine. What the fuck? Is it a religious eagle? Like
Yeah, that's weird.
the eagle? This is all
literally-
lies.
that's-
This is all lies.
No. This
Unless
is
it's a trained one, like a
Yeah,
trained eagle.
Fair.
Yeah.
it's like someone's drone got lost in the
Yeah,
backyard.
yeah. Well, isn't an eagle just like an old school drone?
Yes.
Like,
No, yeah,
that's true.
Yeah.
I
That
was-
is true. I mean, I think, I don't know who. I think either the somebody started to train at least falcons to take down drones from like the cartel.
Oh,
That's
Yeah,
amazing,
yeah.
actually.
amazing.
I mean, they stopped doing that because it's incredibly dangerous to the animals because
Yeah.
of the fucking rollerblades.
yeah.
So, but in idea, it's badass.
True.
Yeah, but in reality, it's just animal
A lot of
abuse.
dead, yeah, a lot of dead
Gonna
falcons.
say, like, yeah.
Welcome to your Roman history, by the way.
No, you said earlier that you thought maybe this was inspired, like that this story inspired Life of Brian or all the like biggest dickus jokes, whatever. This is literally Life of Brian. They dropped the
yes.
gifts off
Yes.
for Jesus
Oh.
at Brian's house.
Yeah,
and they're like,
accidentally.
oh fuck, actually this is the wrong house.
Yeah.
That's what this
Maybe
is.
this is.
It's literally Life of Brian.
And it's a 160 years after his birth.
Yeah. What?
After Jesus' birth.
Oh
It's
my
160 AD.
Oh, wow.
Imagine worshipping this guy instead of Jesus.
Yeah, I know. Wow.
He jumped on the
Church of
Pupienus train.
I mean, I could get behind Pupienus. I'm just like,
Most people do.
yeah.
At least they try it once.
Yeah.
Or they get behind it, but yeah. Anyway,
right.
so he's got trained falcons fucking airdropping.
Yeah. At the time, this did not seem anything of an omen. It was done, however, not without reason, and showed his future rule.
Okay,
So
so
it's
he's
destined.
yeah. This is
Because
like
an eagle.
Do they just make these stories up?
have
Like,
for sure.
like when
No way
when he
that's
does become, then they're like, oh yeah, this actually happened. Like,
This is what
and
this,
who's gonna
They had a
fact
word
check?
count. They had a word count to fulfill.
Yeah.
this
exactly.
is literally Kim Jong-un, like right now. Like our
yes.
glorious leader had a 12-ounce steak dropped into his lap
Oh my
on
god.
the way to another holy figure.
Yeah, totally.
You get just I don't know.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, it is absolutely like that.
This is Kim Jong-un shit.
Yeah. I mean, the Romans have dictators at that point too, so
Yeah.
it's perfect.
Yeah.
It should definitely be noted that the Romans make up all kinds of weird shit about various emperors' childhoods that allegedly foretells their future importance. For example, the Historia Augusta also repeats reports from a contemporary source, quite uncritically, that Gordian I had the exact same looks, mannerisms, stature, and voice as Emperor Augustus, who had lived some 2 centuries earlier. It should further be noted that Herodian speaks of Pupienus as a patrician rather than a plebeian, which seems more likely and might better explain the high honors he received from the Senate, as told in the following passage of the Historia. Oh, so
They're
he
sort of-
made himself look more humble by having, look, my dad was a pleb. He worked on cars over here.
This just reminds me of the whole like Posh Spice the Beckham documentary.
Yes! Oh my god!
And then she's like, no, what did your dad take you to school? And she's like, a Rolls Royce.
But it wasn't always like that.
Like, yeah. I'm working class. We worked, so therefore we're working class. You know,
Insane. He's like, what was it?
That's some great mental gymnastics right there.
Exactly. I mean, yeah, everyone works, but like, yeah, not everyone's working class.
Like, you're literally called Posh Spice.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
do you
yeah.
think that that's all you're known for?
Exactly.
That's your main characterization.
Oh, that's great.
And you're going to try to tell us you're working class.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Hilarious.
All right.
I was going to say maybe the opposite, though, in this case. I was thinking, I mean, perhaps it probably makes more sense to that, but I was thinking maybe perhaps they're like rich washing him. You know, maybe
the other way around.
Maybe. I thought maybe that could be that, but I could be
He
wrong.
was already rich before he became
Did it say that?
No, but I'm just saying, like, that would be
Yeah.
the reverse of that. Maybe, again, with this being so wishy-washy, it's a bit hard
you never
to nail down the Pupienus.
Do we even know that this guy was real? Like,
No, he definitely existed.
how do we know that, though?
Because of, like, statues, archaeological records,
But that-
stuff like
Wait,
that.
No, these statues all
sounding like a flat earther now. I'm just like, what?
I'm sorry.
Did he actually exist?
Hey, you mean to tell me you didn't have questions that someone
About Pupienus?
Yeah.
I mean, I did before I found out his other name was Maximilius. So, like,
Maximus,
Maximus. So,
But
yeah.
I'm also gonna go out on a limb and say that just because there are statues of a guy with like out of marble,
With
you
a
could point to
Pupienus?
any of them and be like, that was him.
Yeah.
They all look exactly the
Yeah.
same. Like, how are you supposed? I don't know.
mean,
I'm
there's-
saying
there's-
that'd be a very funny conspiracy. Is
Yeah.
what
At
I'm
least
trying to say.
so there is a contemporary who wrote about him, so there's a good chance that he existed.
What if it's a hoax? I'm
mean,
a Pupienus truther. No, I'm sure this guy's real, but
You're a denier, a Pupienus denier.
Pupienus denier. I'm a skeptic. I'm asking the real question.
His
digging up
Pupienus
dirt
was
on
not so
Pupienus?
poopy.
See, he didn't even. He worked on cars. He wasn't even.
No, wait, he
like-
was an Italian. They had a bidet, so it was clean.
See.
It was not the
And
Pupienus.
it's Rome.
My
so
anus
it's
is
the
very
community
clean.
shitters. It's
Yeah.
those community shitters where you sit with like 20 other dudes.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
And
yeah.
just talk while you're taking a dump.
Yeah.
What
wow.
makes his Pupienus
And there wasn't
so
tissue
special?
back then. You had
the bidet, the spray. No? Or what was it back then?
Oh, it was just a bucket in the middle with water, and then you had a stick with one of those coral sponges.
Oh, like sponges, like from the sea,
and
the
that's
coral
on
ones,
the stick, and that's what you use to wipe. But it's one for the whole room.
Okay, no wonder all of the brothers and sisters died. Jesus.
Yeah. Oh my God, I didn't know it was that bad. They've got water everywhere.
I think that's how it was. I will fact check that, but that's pretty much seared into my memory. So I
think it's pretty much true. If that's like, if you hear that, like that's going to be seared into my memory. Just like I found out the other day that bears put rocks in their anus during hibernation.
I did not know that.
To stop
they
them
don't
pooping.
want to have the poopy anus.
Exactly. So they put rocks. So they like. This podcast is getting way too dirty. Yeah, I found that out because it's like to stop them from like having like doing poos in hibernation.
Bears getting stones.
Bears with butt plugs. I mean,
butt plug bears.
Which is also what happens in Berlin as well.
I was gonna say butt plug bears would be an amazing sex club. In Berlin, it's a gay sex club.
It would be perfect. Yeah,
it'd be like Berghain, but you only get to come in if you're like 6'6" and like built like a burlap sack.
Exactly, and 65% of your body has to be covered by hair.
And they do anal checks to make sure that you're conforming. I don't know.
To the poopy.
And there's a sponged stick washer for everyone.
No, but they disinfect it at least. It's Berlin.
True.
But, okay, I say this is someone who's never been to Berlin, so I'll let the expert.
The expert on scat clubs, just like
Berlin, but Okay.
You're doing elaborate makeup to get in.
Yeah, exactly. Just like, I just like putting on like a whole bear suit. Just like, undercover guys for that poopy anus.
It's for furries.
Paw Patrol.
This is Paw Patrol for HBO.
Oh yes. Oh.
Okay, back to the serious topic of poopy anus.
Yes. Quote. All his childhood he passed in the house of his kinsman Pinarius, whom he promptly elevated, as soon as he was made emperor, to the prefecture of the guard. He paid little attention to grammar or rhetoric, cultivating always a solid soldierly valor and sternness.
A solid...
Sorry,
it was right there. I'm sorry, it was right there.
A Freudian read that.
Yeah.
Sorry, can you please say the sentence again?
Okay, yeah. So he, all his childhood he passed in the house of his kinsman Pinarius, whom he promptly elevated as soon as he was made emperor. So he gave him a promotion the moment he became emperor.
He took his friends with him.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, no friends.
And he made him the prefecture of the guard. So that's that's like a big military position.
Right.
He paid little attention to grammar and rhetoric, cultivating always a soldierly valor and sternness. So, okay.
Oh my God.
So he's dumb at talking, but good words come out mouth.
It feels just like very Trumpian, like, to be fair.
I have the greatest army.
Yeah.
We're the
greatest
best
in all of ancient Rome. Like, just like...
all of ancient Rome loves me.
Make Rome great again. Like,
absolutely.
Yeah.
But they said he also had like a soldierly valor. Like, does that imply that like he had like a stoicism?
I guess so. Maybe.
Which stoicism usually implies you don't talk that much.
Yeah, because grammar and rhetoric is bad.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Words difficult.
Yeah.
Stop now.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of what big strong dung man would be like. Who do we picture this as? Because Andre the Giant is like kind of smart still. Like,
yeah. That was a smarty pants actually. Yeah.
He's like if Joe Rogan didn't have a podcast.
Yeah.
I feel like it's like going back to Arnold Schwarzenegger, but like with like Arnold Schwarzenegger, but like with like the brain of Trump. Like
kind of. It's hard to imagine someone with the brain of Trump looking like Arnold Schwarzenegger, if that makes any sense.
Oh, have you met bodybuilders?
You know what? Fair point. That's true. Firefighters. And
yeah. It's like, I mean, they look great, but they're not eating much, and they're like quite, yeah.
And I'm not surprised they'd have the same opinions, but I don't think that they would be like Trump, because Trump is still like charismatic, which is why he was elected to begin with. Like, there's this guy is not that.
Maybe he was good looking.
Oh, true. Poopy anus.
That might be true.
Yeah, he was probably.
I mean, he's Roman. I don't know. Those Romans are pretty hot.
Yeah, nice big nose. and at length he became military tribune and commander of many detachments. Afterwards, he served a praetorship, the expenses of which were borne by Pescennia Marcellina, who adopted and supported him as a son. Thereafter, he served as proconsul of Bithynia in modern-day Turkey, then of Greece, and thirdly of Gallia Narbonensis, that's southeastern France.
Okay.
Besides this, he was sent out as a special legate and crushed the Sarmatians in Illyricum, that's modern-day Albania and former Yugoslavia. From there, he was transferred to the Rhine and conducted a campaign against the Germans with very happy results. So he murdered a bunch of Germans. Okay, so he was just going
He was
all
all over
over.
He was international fuckboy.
Mr.
From Turkey. Yeah, Mr. Just Pitbull. Like, just like going around.
But I don't know if this is just me, but as like a non-history buff, anytime I hear something about like the Roman Empire, I'm always like, oh shit, they're there too? Oh my god.
Yeah, they're everywhere.
And
yeah.
I'm like, you didn't stick to one place at all. Like, there's no common denominator between Albania and fucking like France.
Yeah.
Like, that's so, it's, do you not feel like, oh, that's just so random that he's in all these places?
They had a lot of territory.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, it's
Bloody
crazy,
Romans.
but he
It does feel like
chats
Mr.
at it.
Worldwide.
Yeah.
He chats at it for sure. He did
Yeah.
like the Mediterranean like boat tour.
Yeah. Just going around.
Yeah,
Like,
he killed.
Who can I fuck up next?
Yeah.
Come on.
He's like a warlord, basically.
Yeah, I mean that's Rome. That's
true,
just
they're
Rome.
all
yeah,
warlords.
literally. Yeah.
But we don't know if he fucked yet. We need to find
We'll
out.
see.
We need to find out if he fucked.
Yeah.
After-
Important information.
Come on, Pupienus. Put out.
Oh, he had many children in many different area codes. I can tell
Oh,
you.
yes.
We don't know if they survived though.
Yeah. After this,
Sorry.
after this, he proved himself very sagacious.
What the fuck does that mean?
Oder sagacious.
How do you spell this?
Like saga, like the saga, and
sagacious.
yeah,
I don't usually
C-I-O-U-S.
do this, but
yeah.
Sagacious.
Goddamn Romans with their weird ass.
having or showing keen mental discernment and good judgment.
Oh, smart. Okay.
Wise or shrewd. Okay.
Smart.
So he didn't talk good, but that doesn't mean he didn't have any thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, how do we pronounce this?
Sagacious.
Sagacious.
Sagacious. Oh, so I was right the first time. Wow.
Oh my god. Look at
Nailing
you.
it.
Now
Nailing it.
It's good that we corrected this now.
Yeah.
So we don't
So-
edit this later and be like, we sound stupid as fuck pronouncing this word wrong.
So after this, he proved himself a very sagacious, very able, and very unbending city prefect of Rome. And so, although he was a man of a new family, nevertheless, as though he were of noble birth, the Senate, though it was contrary to law, bestowed on him the sovereignty. For all confessed that at the time there was no man in the Senate fitter to receive the title of prince. All right, so
my God.
I'm so good, man.
Yeah.
They just gave me the title.
Oh my
I'm so,
God, I can
I
just
said
picture
no, and they just thrust it upon me. God, you know, like it's like one of those acceptance speeches where they're like, I can't believe I got this.
Yeah, I can't believe it. Like,
Yeah.
what? Yeah.
Pupienus privilege.
Oh my god.
But do we know that he's like actually like, you know, do you think this is an act? Because we don't actually have any reason to believe that he's not being like sincere. It's like,
Yeah.
oh my god, I'm just some regular small town plebeian. Y'all know.
I don't know.
You know?
I don't know if I like him or not yet.
Yeah, we'll
wait,
find
jury's
out.
still
We'll
out.
find out
Yeah.
more about him.
Yeah,
Funnily enough,
but we know he's
What's his
accomplished.
relationship with his mother like?
I mean, he got adopted by somebody else.
So probably not.
He's got
great.
abandonment issues.
No,
Yeah.
he's got something to prove. You know, that's why he's doing so well.
Maybe, yeah. Funnily enough, Pupienus proved very popular with the Germans.
Of course.
That's a sentence. After killing them,
Yeah.
they're like, oh yeah, Dankeschön. Yeah.
This feels very like the Thanksgiving story with the Native Americans.
Oh,
like
yeah.
it's just like, yo, no, they liked
Like
that we were there.
Stockholm syndrome. I don't know.
No. I think they're
And it's
lying.
also tribal German. So as a
But was it
Germany
Rhine
doesn't
is like
exist.
like Bavaria or like
yeah,
like
yeah,
more
that would
Cologne?
be-
Yeah, like
yep.
Bavaria. Yeah.
Oh my god, this is Thanksgiving, but
Oh,
first.
we find out more information.
Okay, here we go.
Under his rule in either Germany superior, that's parts of what is now Switzerland, France, and Germany, or Germania Inferior, parts of what is now Germany and all the 3 Low Countries.
It was called Germania Inferior.
Yes.
God, this place fucking sucks, dude.
It's the Romans naming things.
Yeah,
so like, this is the shitty Germans.
Yeah.
Pupienus didn't want to rule the shitty Germans.
Oh my God.
I'm sure that's not what they meant, but it's funnier to think about.
Yeah, as he was apparently quite lenient with them. All right, so after he's kicked their shit, he was like, all right, now we relax.
Yeah. He's probably like, these people are on time. I like this. Because back home in Rome, I don't know.
He's
too much faffing about.
Yeah, too much.
He's from Italy, right? Like, or did we just? Yeah, so
Rome,
of course he's gonna fucking love the Germans.
Yeah, and from like south, like of Italy, like
basically.
Maybe he just liked efficiency.
The Roman commoners, on the other hand, hated him for his strictness.
Oh my God.
The Germans are like, we love these rules. They're amazing. I feel so taken care of.
Yeah.
The system is working. And then the Romans are like, I want to do shit over here. Why can't I play music at midnight?
Yeah, exactly.
I just imagine he's like a nerd and they're all like Chads ready to beat him up.
This is exactly just still the modern day fight between South and North Italy. Like, I feel like this is exactly what it still is. Like, it's just hilarious.
Except I feel like on
2,000 years, nothing has changed.
Like, literally.
They both still want the fascism, but one of them wants to be very precise and very on time and coordinated, and the other's just like, me want lands.
It's like a vibe.
Yeah,
With the Romans, it's more of a vibe.
Yeah, we're just like chilling. I have a good time. Don't worry about
killer
it.
people, whatever, you know?
But this is the more efficient way of having a good time. That's like people from Milan.
We maximize fun here.
We maximize the amount of pizza.
Joy units.
Pizza pie. We maximize the amount of the moon nights you're at. That's Australian fascism, in case anyone...
Australian fascism.
Wait, did I say Australian?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
I was like, Australian fascism?
I meant Italian fascism. That's
Italian.
Freudian slip. I'm sorry.
That's okay. It's fine. It's
All right. The author of this section of the Historia goes on to describe Pupienus' personality with a truly admirable distaste for his audience. Quote.
Fuck you guys.
That's really how you win over the people, isn't it? I hate you, motherfuckers.
You all suck.
You're a bunch of idiots.
You all have poopy anuses.
Ani?
Ane.
Yeah.
And since, quote, and since many desire even less important details, he was fond of food, very sparing of wine, exceedingly content in affairs of love.
Okay, of
and
course.
both at home and abroad, always so stern as even to get the name of gloomy. He was extremely grave and even morose of countenance, tall of stature, very healthy of body, repellent in manner, but nonetheless just, and never, even to the end of his activities, either cruel or unmerciful.
Yeah, he's a total fuckboy.
He fucked so much. No, he must have had so much riz that they looked past Pupienus.
I mean, you did say tall, so tall outweighs Pupienus. Like, you know, it doesn't matter what shit.
What is a Roman tall dude though in 160 AD? Is he like at 175? Like,
yeah, probably.
Oh, true. That's probably a good point.
170 max.
Yeah, he's my height. He's literally my height. He's actually, this is what modern Pupienus would look like.
Yeah.
Because I'm a quad Italian, so that works out.
Yeah.
Either way, the men, there's no difference. They still don't wash their own ass.
I might have a little Pupienus in me.
The taller you are, the
we
less...
all have a bit of Pupienus in us.
I think we all have poopy anuses.
Yeah.
No, I like to think that like he was so tall that he didn't have to worry about washing his ass. Is that he never had to worry about it.
Oh yeah. Oh, he had a ass servant for sure.
Yeah.
So I can't reach.
When asked, he always granted pardon. And never grew angry, except when it was only proper to be angered.
That doesn't say anything. He only got mad at like the right things to be mad at.
You don't put pineapple on the pizza. Like, that's it.
The whole village disappears.
Yeah, exactly.
And also, that doesn't say anything like what kind of stuff did he maybe you shouldn't be pardoning everyone. It sounds like you just, yo, dog, I need a favor. Can you free my boy Julius?
Right.
For let him go. Like, what did Julius do? We need to find that out.
Maybe
first.
like pardoning also like during the games or something like that.
What is that?
You know, the gladiatorial battles and stuff like that. Maybe he like pardoned them more than other emperors did.
But that...
Because some emperors were like super bloodthirsty and were like, no, we always have to get a kill.
Yeah.
At each of the games.
No wonder the rest of Roman society didn't like him.
Yeah.
He didn't want to see him all die all the time.
Yeah.
He's not bloodthirsty enough for us.
Oh, he's such a woke liberal pussy ass bitch. You believe Pupienus?
He only allows stabbings like every other week now.
Yeah. More death.
Yeah, my slave walked out perfectly fine. I was waiting for blood.
He banned MMA.
He banned MMA. He's like, yeah, just interfering with the...
Pupienus would definitely have a podcast if he was around.
Oh, yes.
But no, he wouldn't because he was... Well, no, okay. He was not good at grammar.
Yeah, but...
Did he talk much? But no, he didn't like when people listened to him.
Have you heard some fucking podcasts these days? It doesn't matter. Like...
But they like talking. That's usually the
true.
We wouldn't have a podcast if we didn't like.
But he's got to have he's got to have charisma
for sure.
Yes.
I believe that. I
For
believe
sure.
that.
He never lent himself to conspiracies.
Okay, that I do not believe.
He clung to an opinion and did not trust others before himself. For these reasons, he was greatly beloved by the Senate and held in awe by the people. Indeed, the people were not unmindful of his rigid conduct as prefect and saw that this might even increase in vigor when he became emperor.
So he only listened to his own opinions, but he wasn't conspiratorial. That's just a coincidence. Like that. You know what I'm trying to say? Like at least that he wasn't prone to conspiracy.
On accident, he had the right opinion.
Yeah, on accident. He was immune from propaganda because he's just like, no, that my opinion is better. I don't know.
Maybe we shouldn't kill all the Catholics.
Why would we do that?
True. Yeah.
That's probably what it is.
Speaking of him becoming emperor, let's talk about the most important year of his life, and the only one that gets a fixed date. The year of the 6 emperors, 238. 3 years before, a soldier by the name of Gaius Julius Verus Maximus Thrax, Jesus Christ, also nicknamed the Thracian, a man from humble beginnings, allegedly being the son of a shepherd, had the relatively peaceful Emperor Severus Alexander murdered after 14 years of rule, using tyranny to cow the Senate into accepting him as the new emperor. Yeah, what up, bitch? I'm emperor now.
Yeah, bring back tyranny, I say. They tried it January 6th, but it didn't really work out, did it?
They haven't stopped trying as far as we're concerned.
But it's just crazy that you could just be like, no, I don't like that emperor. Let's go.
Just stab him to death.
Yeah, great. That's wild.
We need more... instantaneous vibe check.
It's just crazy. It's like you don't like a prime minister, president, just go and
you get disposed by getting disposed off.
Just crazy.
Yeah.
Very, very hands-on take to politics.
Yeah.
You know?
Also, the relatively peaceful emperor, which for Roman times meant, only one war of year. Every 3 years, instead of a war every year.
Only killing a couple of thousand people. Yeah.
I feel like, look, my understanding of the Roman Empire is very limited, but the last time we had a Roman,
we had the OG.
We had the most bloodthirsty of warlords, Marcus Licinius Crassus, who he got a normal name, so I don't know why.
Pupienus.
Crassus is pretty it's kind of a shit name, like Crassus.
I don't know. I think Crassus sounds like cash money. Yeah. I don't know. Der ist krass.
Crassus.
Yeah.
Voll Crassus, Alter.
Yes. So that's very you could turn that into something bad. He did kill a lot of people.
That's true.
So Thrax got to be emperor by murdering the previous one. Severus Snape.
I would have believed you.
As Herodian writes, quote, his character was naturally barbaric, as his race was barbarian. He had inherited the brutal disposition of his countrymen, and he intended to make his imperial position secure by acts of cruelty, fearing that he would become an object of contempt to the Senate and the people, who might be more conscious of his lowly origin than impressed by the honor he had won.
They need to be more specific about what they mean by lowly, because barbarian doesn't actually mean anything.
It's just
not
other
Roman.
people. It's just other people.
You might as well call them Ausländer. Like, they're just foreigners.
That's true. Yeah.
But be specific about what that means.
These illegal aliens.
Yeah, what are they bringing? Because they're not more bloodthirsty than you. They can't.
Most of the time, way less, actually.
Way less. That's just what they just took a chill pill.
Yeah, they just chill,
often.
just hanging out, you know, like, fuck.
I mean, I'm not actually sure if that's true, but I'm going to assume it's true because it's, in comparison to the Romans, it's not possible.
So, Maximinus... So he's Maximinus. Oh God. Maximinus enriched himself and his goons/soldiers by first expropriating much of the aristocracy. Nice. We can agree. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And then taking from the state savings. And had men thrown in prison, exiled or executed without due process or any evidence.
So he's still corrupt.
Oh yeah,
he was corrupt already. He was given his BFFs the positions.
Yeah, true. But in the scale of like the Roman Empire, is he that bad? You know,
we're still talking about the Thracian.
Oh, the Thracian.
Okay.
His name is Maximinus.
Maximinus. Okay.
Yeah, it's so stupid.
He grew up with a complex.
Oh yeah. For the slightest transgressions. The populace soon came to hate him, but it took until early 238 for open revolt to finally break out in Africa, the Roman province roughly corresponding to modern-day Tunisia, as well as parts of Algeria and Libya, where the local proconsul, the roughly 80-year-old Marcus Antonius Gordanius Sempronianus Romanus. Oh, fuck you, Romans.
God, these names.
Why do you need that many? Why do you need that many names?
It's so long.
I know.
You don't need that many multi-syllable names.
And it's always like, it's like the same, and then it's like the third or like the fourth. Like,
but it's just Marcus Anton Gordon. Like, it's just pick one of those. Any of those is a fine first name. You don't need 3 first names.
I'm glad that everyone in Italy now is just called the same 4 names. Marco, Davide, Tommaso, Giovanni, Gianni. Yeah, that's it. It's like,
in Greece it's the same. It's like Yorgos, Andreas.
Yeah. Christos,
Christos,
Stavros,
Eleni, Stavros.
So this guy, better known as Gordian I, way better, was named emperor by the insurgents, allegedly by breaking into his home and threatening him at sword point. You're gonna be emperor, bitch. You're gonna be... They're dragging an 80-year-old guy, which, back then, that is super old.
Oh my God, that's like
ancient.
Old. Yeah. That's like 120 an hour.
Yeah, exactly. You're about to step any day into the grave.
Yeah.
So who is this again? Is this Pupienus?
No, this is just a guy.
This is still the Thracian.
No, this is another guy that is opposing the Thracian, but he's being forced to by the insurgents of Syria, Libya, and Algeria and all those regions. They're just like, we need a legitimate guy who's Roman to be the emperor to oppose the shitty one.
They're just propping up Dianne Feinstein.
Yeah,
like,
this is
like they just work for the U.S. government. I don't know why you're saying this like this is crazy. What do you mean that's not how a government's supposed to be run? By reinstating like a fucking flesh puppet from like thousands of years ago.
So by allegedly by breaking into his home and threatening him at sword point that he could either risk rebellion or die on the spot.
What?
No, that's
great job interview.
Yeah, great. Yeah. You don't even want this job.
In the middle of the night. Like, why are they...
How bad is the position of emperor that you have to convince somebody by sword?
Yeah, like death. Like, yeah.
You have
it's
to
either die or be emperor.
I guess I'll take the job. What's the benefits? Not dying.
Yeah, exactly.
At first I thought when you were talking about, I wasn't sure who we were talking about at first, because that would also be a good propaganda story. Like, oh, well, I didn't want it to be emperor.
Right. It was thrust upon me.
It was, very hero's journey. You know what I mean?
His son, also named Marcus Antonius Gordianus Sempronianus Romanus, but better known as Gordian II, was made co-emperor. False report. Also, if his dad is in his 80s, this guy must be in his at least 50s.
Yeah.
So he's also ancient for Roman times.
Yeah. No, probably even 60s because they had kids young back then.
Oh yeah.
So he'd probably be
with 15.
Yeah.
Upwards.
So he's probably 60.
Yeah.
Jesus.
It's like current government. It's just like everywhere else now.
Wait, no. The America. Just everywhere else is doing okay with
That's true.
40 to 50-year-olds, but
just us. Yeah, that's right.
You're let's put in someone who's 80 years old. Let's do it.
False reports that Maximinus, who resided in Pannonia, had been assassinated, led the Senate into branding him a traitor and proclaiming the two Gordians as the new emperors. The riots that followed mirrored Maximinus' own rule quite well, according to Herodian. Quote, informers and men who were bringing lawsuits before Maximinus 2,000 years ago, and it's suing Trump.
I know.
Time is a flat circle.
Changes.
Does it literally? This is what happens whenever I hear history. I'm like, oh yeah, literally history repeats itself. It's something that you know all the time, but then you hear stuff and you're like, oh shit, this is literally now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you're wondering why I'm thrown off guard that literally an eagle brought this other guy
a steak
as part of the legend of him becoming the emperor. This is the most American ass
But this
shit.
is where it's just oh my god, I can totally understand puppet.
Yeah, no, that's America's
stupid.
Literally the Roman Empire.
Yeah, no, I've been iconography as well. The Romans used the eagle. You guys used the eagle.
Yeah.
It's basically the same
Germans
eagle
and the
too.
Nazis used the eagle.
Yes,
as
they
well.
did.
Yeah.
They also wanted an empire.
Yeah.
They just didn't do as well
So
as
the
we
problem
are.
here is eagles.
We should get rid of the eagles.
Let's get rid of the eagles. Let's just wipe them
Flying
from the face
rats.
of the earth. Yeah.
Damn, I never even thought of that. That's genius.
This is what this whole podcast now is about, guys. We've got to kill the eagles. Okay, kill them.
Carry the lead.
Kill Tony the eagle. Either fled or informers and men who were bringing lawsuits before Maximinus either fled or were killed by those against whom they had brought unjust charges. Officials and judges who had been the instruments of his savagery were dragged about the city by the mob and were then thrown into the sewers. Jesus. There was a great slaughter of those innocent of wrongdoing. Without warning, men broke into the houses of their creditors and their opponents in lawsuits.
This is the way they choose to frame the story. A tale of vengeance against people in debt. against fucking the financial equivalent of landlords.
Amazing. Oh, shit.
No,
Don't have to pay him anymore if I stab him to death.
That's so convenient that this is they're literally throwing innocent people into fucking sewers.
I'm liquidating my assets.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Oh, that's good.
Everyone was mental back then. Fucking.
How I would not loan people money.
Oh yeah.
Just in case they can't pay me back and then decide to kill me.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I feel like moneylenders should be more afraid of getting their heads cut off. You know what I mean? In the same way that the elites are afraid of their heads getting...
Sure.
They should be more afraid of revolution.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Tyranny. This is again. Get rid of the eagles, bring back tyranny.
Get rid of the eagles.
First step, get rid of the eagles.
But we also have to remember that moneylenders were traditional. Oh, no, this is the Roman Empire. I was thinking a lot of them were predominantly Jewish at this time.
No. This is all Roman on Roman stuff.
Okay, good. Because, I'm like, ooh, wait, is there maybe some...
But it's 160 AD, so a bunch of them are not ethnically Roman anymore. They're just come from a part of the Roman Empire that is you are considered a Roman citizen. For example, Malta at some point got the status of being
they didn't have this concept of
Roman citizens.
Yeah. I have to remember that, and I'm like, oh yeah, shit, they didn't have that until after the empire fell. I'm pretty sure.
Again, it's a natural thing of an empire to do. When you grow and you have further out enemies, you make the people that live next to you the same as you, so they will fight for you.
Assimilate,
Yeah, exactly. because then you have a common enemy, even though you are also getting fucked.
I think it's just the most effective radicalization tool. And that's
No, it's a genius. It's the reason why it got so big so fast too.
That's why the American Empire is the most effective one as of right now.
Number one. Yeah.
We're the most like the Roman Empire, I think is really
but they're super,
it's also bad, very bad.
They goaded you guys into buying fucking atomic submarines.
Yeah, I know.
Hilarious.
Yeah. I mean,
like, what for?
No, because Australia's relationship with America
to buy diesel submarines from the French.
Yeah, 60 billion.
Really good. Cutting edge submarines.
P.S.
Way
we don't
cheaper.
even need fucking submarines, by the
what?
way.
Really? Like
The incoming war with China, but that's coming.
But if you buy them from France, because they run for a really long time, they're very easy to service, and the operational cost is low, and they're cheaper. And
just in case any of our listeners are planning on buying atomic submarines anytime soon, this is your you heard it here.
Because like the thing is like with the French one, like, and do you know? Because I know you were telling me yesterday that you think ScoMo is like a great. You were like,
He's
I love
hilarious.
ScoMo. Do you know how he like broke up? Like it was the biggest fuckboy move.
Yeah.
He literally sent Emmanuel Macron a text message.
No.
And was like, we don't need your $60 billion submarines anymore. We're going with America. Bye. And
That is the cuntiest.
And then Emmanuel Macron was like, you could not even pick up the phone and call. And I was like, it was the biggest fuckboy move ever.
That's
like,
so
great.
funny.
Broke up with France via text message.
When I cheat, I at least tell the people.
Yeah.
So we were never official.
Yeah. Well, they signed contracts.
You're being a real Pupienus right now.
Stop being the Pupienus. But in France, we like the Pupienus.
Yeah, verbal consent is very important.
Yeah.
But oh my god, that's
Cunilingua franca.
Keep reading. I'm stealing all these things. I'm just gonna like anytime.
There was great we got already the killing into this thing.
Stabbing your creditors.
All right, exactly. Indeed, into the houses of anyone that they hated for some trivial reason. After threatening and abusing them as informers, their attackers robbed and killed them. Acts of civil war were committed in the name of freedom and peace and security. For example, the man who had been appointed prefect of the city after having held many consular offices, his name was Sabinus, was struck on the head by a stone and killed while he was trying to prevent what was happening in the city. Everybody, stop!
Oh my god.
Great timing.
Yeah.
By a stone. What a way to go.
Like Adolphus sucks, but he didn't make it.
But I love the storytelling of this too, where it's so dramatic, like within the heat of the moment, the chaos of the universe, it swells, and in the center stands one man who tries to stop it all and then gets clocked on the head
and dies immediately.
If that's not some Roman Empire shit, I don't know what it is.
That's amazing. Oh, it's a comedy. I think there's a reason why Monty Python were like, this is perfect for satire.
But again, this has nothing to do with Pupienus, is it?
I mean,
we're getting there.
We're
on the subplot at the moment.
Exactly.
We're taking a detour.
Maximinus, meanwhile, assembled his considerable forces and marched towards Italy. While in Carthage, where the Gordians had taken residence, a governor loyal to Maximinus named Capellianus approached the city with a considerable force of his own. The younger Gordian was killed in the ensuing battle, while the older either hanged himself upon hearing of this or already before the battle, knowing that they had no chance to win. Holy fuck.
This is the 80-year-old, right?
Yeah, the guy who got forced
I mean, he's like, you know what? I've got a good life.
As an 80-year-old, you can tap out. But that his son gets killed, that sucks. And you know about it too.
Is that why he killed himself?
That's one of the ways it could have happened. The other one was that he already did it before the battle even started.
Wow.
Like saying goodbye to your son one last time and then...
Oh my god, that's so dark.
Yeah. Fuck.
He literally takes his backsies. He took it back. Like, he was like, so you've chosen
He's
death.
probably like, I should have just died when they had the sword in my neck.
Exactly.
He saved us all a little bit of time.
He's just gone, nuh-uh, and then killed himself. Like, Oh my god.
Uno reverse card,
Uno
motherfucker.
reverse card. Like, that's so fucked up.
The younger guardian was killed. Oh, yes, we already had that. Thus, the rule of the two guardians was ended after a whopping 22 days. Not even a full
They made
month.
their family very proud.
In March of April 238, the Senate naturally got a bit panicky, knowing that Maximinus was likely to kill every last one of them, and in an emergency meeting that, according to Herodian, was held on the Capitoline Hill in the temple of Jupiter Capitolinus, rather than the regular Senate building, elected from among their ranks 2 new emperors. The 70-ish-year-old Pupienus.
He's 70 right
At
now?
that point, he's 70.
God, he's had a good life.
He's
La
jumped.
dolce vita.
Yeah, again, because there's no year dates with the rest of his life, we don't know where it happened. So,
okay.
But
like, he was campaigning probably like for 30 years or something like that, because travel took so long back
Yeah,
then.
totally, yeah. Because
So-
he
so-
went everywhere. He went
Yeah,
from like,
he was prefect, so he had a full life at this point already.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
we have no information between age 30 and age
so they're
70.
stuck
90.
in a shitty situation, and they're like, we're picking Pupienus. And Decimus Caelius Calvinus Balbinus.
Balbinos. Oh my God.
Balbinus. Again, just you need one. You only need the one name.
Yeah.
You don't need all of them.
Yeah, Balby.
Balby's kind of a cool name.
Who was a few years... I love the Balby movie.
I love that the Barbie movie also needs to have an accent of balls in it to make
Yeah, exactly.
the Balby movie.
Balby.
Yeah.
All right. Who was a few years younger and, according to Herodian, had a more open and frank nature. What was remarkable about these two co-emperors was that they were the first in Roman history to actually rule as equals, rather than one clearly being the senior, often as with the Gordians, literally the father of the two. Oh wow! So cooperation for the first time. We have the Predator meme. You know,
I was gonna
finally.
say, I literally don't believe that. It's like impossible.
Yeah, like let's wait. What's in the next paragraph?
Yeah. Their
That's
joint
the
reign.
Romans.
Their joint reign, however, was troubled from the beginning, as Herodian recounts. Quote. After their election, the two men were proclaimed Augusti, and the Senate awarded them by decree all the imperial honors. While these actions were being taken on the Capitoline Hill, the people, whether they were informed by Gordian's friends and fellow countrymen, or whether they learned it by rumor, filled the entire street leading up to the capital. The huge mob was armed with stones and clubs, for they objected to the Senate's actions and particularly disapproved of Pupienus.
Again, what did Pupienus do?
Again, he was just too stern, I think.
Yeah.
Like, he was not...
He didn't pass the
And he's 70 at this age, so he'd be stuck in his
Yeah.
ways. He'd be just like this
and he
old
never
angry-
listened to anybody
Yeah.
in the first place.
Oh
And
my
again, the
God.
Germans liked him for being a little bit more loosey-goosey, so he was probably... And the Romans hated him for
Yeah.
being strict.
Yeah.
So he's probably
Yeah.
just a regular strict guy.
Yeah.
Like, he's not crazy strict,
He's
but
just
they're like...
somebody's
Yeah.
dad.
Yes.
Somebody's
Yeah.
dad with a
Oh,
teenage
he took
dog.
away our swords.
Yeah.
But I wanted to go to Stab Tuesdays. You know, like...
Your dad's such a buzzkill. You know we go to the arena on Thursdays. He knows this.
He just sounds like that angry. You know, like when like your dads get older and they just get like really ranty and just get
Oh,
stuck in
yes.
their ways, and they go like they regress and they're like, oh, why are these young kids doing things these days? Like, yeah, that's
Yeah.
exactly what.
Back in my day,
Yeah, back in-
I killed a guy with my own bare hands, you know?
Except back then they were also like, no, he's
You killed a guy
He
with
was
your
a he was a square back then, and he's a square now. He's just aged. His skin's just made
Always
of
a
leather.
boomer.
Yeah, he's basically a boomer. Yeah, but
he's
he's
a
like the
boomer.
worst kind. He was not like a counterculture '60s boomer.
No.
Evidently not.
No. He was off, pro-military, like killing
Yeah.
people and
He joined Vietnam voluntarily.
Yeah, he was a cop.
He had a great time burning down those villages.
Roman Empire. How do you even chat Roman Empire? Like just like
Roman Empire.
yeah.
That's the only way I could think of doing that. Of course, I would know.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
From the sequel to the Roman Empire.
The prefect ruled the city too strictly for the popular taste.
Wait, where is this again?
This is still in
Rome.
This
yeah.
is
in Rome. We're in
Yeah.
Rome.
So he tried using German ruling tactics on the Romans.
I guess so.
Are you out of your fucking mind?
I mean, he's a bit of a shithead.
He's a bit of a shithead, bit of an idiot. I'm just saying, like, you're not even. No, that's true. This man has never tried to ingratiate himself
No.
to the public.
No,
He's
I'm the guy. I'm the guy who I am. I don't do politicking.
Yeah,
He tells it like it is.
Yeah.
That's why we like Pupienus. He says it like it is.
Yeah, exactly. All right. And was very harsh in his dealings with the criminal and reckless elements of the mob. Oh, okay. So he's... Oh my God.
So he was a mobster and
No, anti-mob.
anti-mafia,
Which again,
doesn't,
for the Italians, is very upsetting.
especially in Rome, that does not go down very well.
Yeah.
Like,
What do you mean we can't do organized crime over here?
Yeah. I was
Marcus Licinius Crassus introduced us to the concept and it was awesome.
Yeah, they're called firefighters. This guy also, no, Marcus Licinius Crassus invented the concept of firefighting as a scam to get people to sell them their houses. So he would basically the houses would be on fire.
And that's how he became the biggest property owner in Rome.
Yeah, and they would
God.
put the fire out, but
And he was
would be paying him
incredibly popular with the people.
Yeah.
Still, because he was a populist and he would just...
and a centrist.
a centrist, but a populist in speech, you know, where he was like, oh, I am for the people, I'll do everything for the people, and I'll feed you for 3 months, even though that basically doesn't make a dent into my earnings, but it makes me look extremely magnanimous.
Yeah.
Italian politics hasn't really changed much.
No.
It's the same as the stimulus checks, too.
I would love a bigger chimp. That's the thing. At least you got something out of this.
Yeah.
Now the neoliberals just fuck you in the ass.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you get it as a service? No, I don't want it as a service. I just want it. Just let me have the trains, please.
Yeah. Please, just the train.
And they're like, but you can have this magical portal which you can have surge pricing. No, I want to buy the ticket at the cost that it costs to transport a person. Don't do fucking surge pricing with public transit. All right, rant over.
So I was like, did this happen in the Roman Empire?
Yeah.
Things really haven't changed.
You sound like
carriages.
You sound like Pupienus.
Again, I probably look like him.
Yeah, true.
But Pupienus doesn't strike me as a very angry person, though. You know, like he's strict, but he doesn't seem
and
to.
he said, the text said he only got angry when it was called
when he
for.
was supposed to.
Yeah.
Which tells us nothing. But,
Yeah.
He hit his wife all the time.
Yeah. I mean, it was ancient Rome.
I was gonna say, I was thinking this the whole time, but he was probably a domestic
Wait, it
abuser.
doesn't even say if he has a wife. He's probably got a harem.
Oh yeah, it said that he was
concubine.
very, very private with his sex life.
okay.
So I'm guessing
He probably didn't have a wife. He probably had like a roster, you know?
Yeah.
Probably had
like a call list.
Yeah.
Very, very. That's what I
There's
think.
probably a few Germans on there. He's probably
Fucking
yes.
Gertrud and
Helga.
Hedwig.
Those Bavarian boobies.
Yeah. It's like, I like them. They're on time. They're efficient with their blowjobs. They lick my anus to make it not so poopy.
And they have a good attitude about it the whole time. That's really They really like me.
They
here.
treat it like a buffet.
Yeah. Okay,
I knew we were going to go somewhere in that territory today. I thought it was going to be more with
It's
the French,
open
but not
at
with the
5
Germans.
in the morning and it closes at 8 p.m.
Oh my god. They've got a Pupienus union.
You have a mandatory poop break.
All thanks to Pupienus himself.
Okay, in their fear and dislike of Maximus, they kept shouting, Pupienus, they kept shouting threats to kill both emperors, determined that the emperor be chosen from the family of Gordian, and that the title remain in that house, and under that name. Balbinus and Maximus surrounded themselves with an escort of swordsmen from the young equestrians and the discharged soldiers living in Rome, and tried to force their way from the capital. The mob, armed with stones and clubs, prevented this until, at someone's suggestion, the people were deceived. There was in Rome at that time a little child, the son of Gordian's daughter, who bore his grandfather's name. The two emperors ordered some of their men to bring the child to the capital. Finding the lad playing at home, they lifted him to their shoulders and brought him to the capital through the midst of the crowd, showing the boy to the people and telling them that he was the son of Gordian. They called him Gordian, while the mob cheered the boy and scattered leaves in his path. Please don't kill us. It's totally gonna be this dude.
Yeah. Oh my god.
They were like, we need to ingratiate ourselves to the people by just showing
also,
cute baby pics.
It's the daughter.
That's how desperate
And
they
they're
were.
like, this is a boy. This is a boy. This is gonna be emperor because of woman. Couldn't be emperor.
Women are people, obviously.
Deception.
Amazing.
This is very Shakespearean, though. Actually,
Yeah.
Like this is actually
Shakespeare fucking stole from this.
No,
and
I mean,
just rewrote the name from Pupienus to something else.
Well, no, because Shakespeare already wrote like Cleopatra, Anthony Cleopatra, like, and fucking what's the other one?
Didn't he do a Julius Caesar thing as well?
Probably,
Or
but I'm
Marco
thinking
Aurel?
of what's it called? The really, really graphic Shakespeare play, Coriolanus? No, that's...
Coraline?
No, Coraline, yeah. Shakespeare famously fucking wrote Coraline.
I wouldn't be surprised.
No, it's Titus Andromachus.
Oh, shit.
yeah.
Yes, that is super sexy.
Why? No, like, knowing Shakespeare, he would have...
Oh yeah, he could plagiarize and no one would know.
Yeah.
No, but I was thinking, like, why didn't he do a play about Pupienus himself?
Like
it
properly.
must have had the same connotation.
Because he let the real comedic geniuses occupy.
He is a comedic genius. He's like one of the, he famously created like so many of the
comedy of errors and like this kind of
phrases
stuff.
that we use to this day.
True.
Very quotable, man. I'm just saying, Shakespeare, you missed your opportunity.
Yeah, doth be a Pupienus.
Yeah, to be or not to be. Pupienus.
going. He holds up two butt cheeks.
Yeah. One's toilet paper and one's just like nothing, and it's like to be or not to be.
To wipe or not to wipe.
Yeah, to wipe or not to wipe. With a sponge, like it's like a little sponge thing.
This is totally up Shakespeare's alley.
Yeah.
Pun not intended, but
so this Gordian III was declared Caesar. So the daughter, a title essentially meaning junior emperor, as he was deemed too young to be named emperor. Wait, is it the daughter? Am I fucking misreading this? There was a Rome at that time, a little child. Oh, the son of Gordian's daughter. Okay, so it is Okay.
Yeah, I thought so. And then I was like,
I was confused.
Sorry, I confused myself. Goddamn Pupienus.
They would have checked, I'm sure. They would have checked the genitalia.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Or they didn't even have clothing on,
Yeah,
one
that's
of
true.
those.
Yeah.
As he was deemed too young to be named emperor, being roughly somewhere between 11 and 14 years old at the time. Pupienus, being the emperor with more military experience, soon set out to meet Maximinus in battle. But before he left, another kerfuffle broke out in Rome itself. As Herodian recalls, quote, At this same time, a fatal blunder was made in Rome, one which originated in the rashness of two senators. The people of Rome were in the habit of coming to the Senate house to find out what the Senate was doing. When the Praetorians, that's the elite imperial guards, whom Maximinus had left behind in the camp at Rome, learned of this practice, they were discharged veterans who had remained at home because of their age. They came unarmed and in civilian dress to the door of the Senate house to find out what was happening and stood there with the rest of the crowd. So we have literally a capital riot scenario going on.
January 6th.
Ex-military in civilian clothing going in mass and supporting the previous leader. This is literally...
Where have we heard this one before?
I know.
Stole from the Pupienus playbook.
I swear, Trump is Pupienus. Pupienus is Trump. He's a reincarnation of Pupienus as Trump.
The Pupienus playbook is an amazing phrase, just by the way.
Yeah.
Share some appreciation.
That's Shakespeare's.
Shakespeare.
So they came unarmed and in civilian dress to the door of the Senate house to find out what was happening and stood there with the rest of the crowd. The other spectators remained outside, but 2 or 3 Praetorians who were more curious than the rest, wishing to hear what was being planned, entered the council chamber, pushing past the base of the Statue of Victory. Then a senator of the Carthaginian race named Gallicanus, who had recently been consul, and another senator named Maecenas, a man of Praetorian rank, attacked the soldiers as they stood with their hands under their cloaks and stabbed them to the heart with daggers hidden under their robes.
Oh my God.
Jesus Christ.
They're kind of one-trick ponies, the Romans. They're like, oh, this worked last time.
Yeah,
so.
Stabbing is
Well, they didn't really have
one
they didn't have anything
solution.
else, really, to be fair.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't know if that's true. I mean, they were...
No, so the thing is, again, Rome was technically not a demilitarized zone, basically.
Yeah.
You weren't allowed to bring, technically, weaponry into Rome. But
they were very creative warlords. They killed
you
a
just
lot
hide
of
them
people.
somewhere, or you
Yeah. I'm just
make
saying-
somebody smuggle in weaponry.
I'm just saying I expected more creativity from famously the most violent of empires.
Yeah.
That
They
are
could have killed
constantly
cooler. Yes.
Yeah, they could have killed cooler. They were backstabbing each other all the time. Like, I'm just saying, do better. Roman Empire.
Yeah,
2 out of 5
and it's
for
not
the
like
slaughtering.
it's not like they had like the airport security things like to walk through.
Exactly.
So it's like, they could have
They
like
didn't have pat-downs.
oh, it's like the
back then.
Trojan horse thing. They could have just been like, like going in.
They
Here's a
coulda-
gift for Pupienus.
Yes.
They could have had so
It's a
many
big pile of
9/11s.
shit.
The soldiers were all hiding in there. This was a terrible idea.
They all die of like E. coli.
Oh, that's good. The Praetorians, who were struck down on this occasion, having no opportunity to defend themselves because the attack was wholly unexpected, lay dead at the base of the Statue of Victory.
You mean to tell me that you live in the most violent nation possible and you are in a very highly coveted position and you didn't expect to be stabbed? That's
What are
just
you
a
gonna-
skill issue at this point.
What are you gonna do? Stab me? Man about to be stabbed.
Yeah,
Literally, that's the entire history of the Roman Empire. Every
Pretty
single,
stabby.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
pretty stabby. Like that's
Yeah.
kind of on you for not expecting that, my guy.
Yeah, it's like north of England right now, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
So, like, we got the Secret Service
Quite
for a
stabby.
reason. It's quite a stabby, quite, like, very fit. Like, you're in danger. You should have been expecting
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, when the other Praetorians saw this, they were terrified by the fate of their comrades. Unarmed and fearing the size of the mob, they turned and fled. Gallicanus ran out of the Senate house into the crowd, displaying the dagger in his bloody hand, and ordered the mob to pursue and kill the enemies of the Senate, and the Roman people, the friends and supporters of Maximinus. The mob, easily persuaded, cheered Gallicanus and set out after the Praetorians, hurling stones. The soldiers, few in number and wounded as well, fled before their pursuers, running into the Praetorian camp. They shut the gates, took up arms, and posted guards on the walls. Gallicanus, by his reckless crime, brought civil war and widespread destruction upon the city.
Jesus Christ.
That's like Lauren, what is her called? Boebert? She's
Lauren
open
Boebert, oh my God,
She's open carrying. She
Yeah,
would
yeah.
like just pop like 5 senators or something like that, or like
Wow.
civilians just on the
Yeah,
Senate
yeah,
floor.
yeah,
This
yeah.
is what happened, basically.
Oh my God.
That is crazy.
God, just like it seems like wars were like a lot easier back then.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like you just kind of
So
like
personal too.
like you would like literally just like you'd have to physically be within like
Stabbing
yeah,
range.
stabbing
yeah.
distance.
Which is a miracle that so many people continued to stay within stabbing distance.
Yeah,
if you
I
think
know.
about it. Like,
Well, again, it's a testament to the human condition of
Sure.
like just surviving shit.
yeah.
Because
Yeah.
this shouldn't exist as a system.
No, I
it's
know.
so self-destructive.
I know.
and yet it just keeps rolling. Like it's
Humans
amazing.
are the worst.
yeah.
The mob armed themselves with weapons they could find or fashion themselves and laid unsuccessful siege to the Praetorian camp. The situation erupted into full civil war, with conscripts being called in from all over Italy. A good deal of those left with Pupienus, while the rest stayed to fight the Praetorians. Balbinus, meanwhile, tried to sue for peace, but neither side was willing to listen to him.
Sorry, sue for peace?
That's an old-fashioned term of
I just want to clarify, because we were already talking about lawsuits earlier, so I just want to make sure that
Trust the American to be like, wait, are we suing? Like, what is there a litigation here?
I need some clarification. Yes, I know we've been talking about violence, but that is crazy that, like, we're stabbing your creditors and suing them at the same time.
Yeah.
In the same story, right? Like,
You got blood on my uniform.
I'm going to sue you.
Yeah, exactly. Emotional damage.
Yeah.
damage.
You gave me PTSD by me killing you.
Yeah.
And
You called me Pupienus. That's defamation.
I'm clean-anus, if anything.
It's very clean.
Yeah. Spotless anus. Yeah.
But guys, we just want peace. No.
And
We want to keep stabbing each other.
Yeah, it's
he's
crazy.
that much of a loser that like he's trying to fight for peace. Right? This is
Balbinus, the co-emperor.
co-emperor is trying to find peace, and they're like, "Nah, fam, you're ruining our good time."
Yeah, we want to kill more. Come on, don't harsh the vibe.
Yeah. God. Whatever, Dad.
Yeah.
Go back to Germany.
The situation escalated further when the Roman generals present decided to cut off the Praetorians' water supply. Quote, recognizing the danger, the despairing Praetorians opened the gate and rushed forth to the attack. A sharp skirmish resulted, and when the mob fled, the guards pursued and drove them into all parts of the city. Yeah, because they're trained fucking elite forces.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, let's just fuck with them. That is... This is so stupid. It's like having a camp in New York right outside with like 5,000 Blackwater guys, and then you're like start fucking with them. Of course they're gonna stomp your shit.
Yeah.
Is it the same thing? That's what I'm saying. Like, you kind of dumb for trying to like not expect to die a
They
little
should
bit.
have brought them onto their side. The whole stabbing thing by the senators really made this a terrible thing.
Yeah.
This is amazing. They deserve all the fucking bullshit. And then there's dudes who love this.
Yeah.
That's the funny thing.
Yeah.
Who
Yeah.
unironically think this was the best time.
To be alive.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
why.
I wish I was in Roman times. I would be a
what's
real
like
man.
there's this like whole TikTok trend at
Yeah, I
the
was
moment
gonna
where it's
say,
like where they're all just like my
all
boyfriend
men.
thinks all men think about the Roman Empire at least. How often do you think about the Roman Empire?
Oh, I mean, with Pupienus, I've thought a bit of.
I mean, in general.
In general, I would say like research-wise or something like that.
No.
Oh, in general,
Just in general.
Recreationally.
like never.
Oh, really?
Basically.
At least once a week?
Nah.
He's not a real man. Or
okay.
TikTok is lying to us.
Yeah. I
one
don't
of
know.
those things.
No, but
has
my
to be-
To be fair, I already overdosed a little bit in my
true.
teenage years
true,
on
true.
Roman history.
Because he was definitely a Roman history kid.
Yeah.
Because white kids are either World War II, like white boys are always, teenage boys are always like World War II kids, Roman Empire kids are Middle Ages.
Yeah.
I got it a little bit through a funny lens, at least, from the beginning through Asterix and Obelix.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, because they just they also include like real history into their comic books, but it also makes fun of the Romans all the time because the idiots and the French are way better.
Yeah. I think it's like my ex used to listen to like every single audiobook about the Roman Empire.
Oh my God.
About war and like all this sort of stuff. And I was like, okay, enough. Like, like how much do we need to know about the Roman Empire? Like all the time. And he'd be like, do you know that this thing happened? I was like, I don't really care.
Yeah, we had 2 episodes in 18.
Yeah.
No, but not only that, like he at least has good taste in Roman Empire history, because I don't give a shit about like the specs they had for weaponry. You know what I care about is crazy shit like this happening.
You care about
an eagle
poopy
dropping
anus.
a beef steak.
Poopy anus. I care about deep state poopy anus. I don't give a fuck about who they were, because they were ravaging everywhere. Like I don't care where they were specifically. I care. I want to know who needs to be vibe checked, where the drama is, where the tea is. That's
And
really
who bangs.
Who bangs, exactly.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's just gossip. That's what the history this podcast is. It's just, I want to know the hot goss from several, like 100,000 years ago.
Not a bad thing.
Yeah.
So, like that's why we like history.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's just gossip with an H on it.
With a statute of limitations.
Yeah, exactly.
But
And they're all dead, so I don't feel bad about talking about them.
Unfiltered. unfiltered goss.
Did you hear what Pupienus Maximus Pupienus got up to in the year 200 AD? I don't know whenever this was, but he's got good taste in Roman Empire history.
All right,
I would say.
Continuing the quote, bested in the hand-to-hand fighting, the people climbed to the housetops and rained down upon the Praetorians tiles, stones, and clay pots.
Oh, not the clay pots.
No, that is for the pasta.
Yeah, it's olive oil.
Sì, no.
Your priorities.
Che cazzo, No. I love it. There was a lot of crying. There was a lot of crying nonnas that day. They were just like, no, basta.
So much better luck.
The priorities are a little skewed during this.
Hey, Italians and their food. You don't know.
Don't fuck with Again, his origin story was a beefsteak.
This is what I love because I'm half Italian, so like every story always revolves around food, and I love that this is like, you know, like that's shame. Like to throw your good like crock pots and stuff. It's like that means like he's fucked up. Like you know, like
he was never a man of the people.
Yeah,
he never knew what the people wanted.
He was German, so he had mayo and ketchup on his pommes. And they're like, no,
pommes,
Go to a Wurstenstand.
What do you mean you deep fry stuff with the olive oil? You monster! Like that's what the people really turned on.
Legitimately,
the olive oil is for rubbing all over your muscles before you go into battle, not for cooking.
In this way, they inflicted severe injuries upon the soldiers, who, being unfamiliar with the houses, did not dare to climb after them. And of course, the doors of the shops and houses were barred. The soldiers did, however, set fire to the houses that had wooden balconies, and there were many of this type in the city.
Set fire. That's great.
I like that they know better than to, like, they're not storming the houses. They'll only go after the things that are convenient for them to locate.
This is too much work. Let's just burn it down.
Oh, that's wood. That'll burn.
It's the most lackluster invasion I've ever heard in my whole life. Like,
I mean, they're old Praetorian guards, so they're like, oh, my back is killing me.
Like, and how old are they? They're probably like
in the 40s.
Oh yeah, probably. So they're nearly dead.
Ancient,
No, and they also probably have been, campaigning and marching the whole life. Like they have shitty knees, shitty ankles. They're like the VA back then.
They're not climbing a staircase, basically.
No.
They won't even go to the front porch of any of these houses.
Just burn it down. Because
only if it's outside already.
Because a great number of houses were made chiefly of wood, the fire spread very rapidly and without a break throughout most of the city. Many men who lost their vast and magnificent properties, valuable for the large incomes they produced and for their expensive decorations, were reduced from wealth to poverty. A great many people died in the fire, unable to escape because the exits had been blocked by the flames. All the property of the wealthy was looted when the criminals and worthless elements in the city joined with the soldiers in plundering. And the part of Rome destroyed by fire was greater in extent than the largest intact city in the empire. What the fuck? That's a gigantic fire.
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
Where's Crassus when you need it?
So that's Rome. Meanwhile, as Pupienus was marching north,
marching north.
Did
he just like take a little trip to New York? He's like, I just went to New York and Boston. I come back and Pupienus.
It's like imagining people from Rome actually talk to, like, you know how they say that like American accents are like what the British used to sound like, 200 years ago. That's what I'd like to imagine, that they sounded like New Yorkers.
Like back there. Like,
I'm stabbing over here.
I'm stabbing over here.
Oh, I love a bit of good gabagool when it's dropped by an eagle, huh?
Not the gabagool.
All right, so Maximinus and his army had made their way into Italy, but were met with empty land, all the people and supplies having been taken to the cities. According to the Historia, by senatorial decree. So government doing something. Wow. And soon except,
in Italy, wow.
Yeah, exactly. This is very off
brand.
And soon found themselves facing the well-defended city of Aquileia. After negotiations failed, they laid siege to it. very unsuccessfully. Herodian recounts the events in some detail. Here's a nice passage. Quote, the Aquilians hurled down stones on the besiegers. How is it always just dropping things? Like, this is the third time now in this that just dropping stuff solves the situation.
Yeah. This
Gravity's a hell of a mistress.
Yeah.
No, they're already like.
You don't get the gravity of this situation.
This has been the Eurocentrics podcast. I'm sorry to have exposed you.
I'm also sorry.
Pupienus puns.
All of the poo puns.
Yes.
No, but I'm sorry. Like, these are the same guys that are 40 years old and not gonna.
Oh no, we're in a different city.
We're in a different city. Different regiment.
Yes.
Okay, I was gonna say like.
So
well,
this must be.
They're not gonna climb
lads.
stairs.
Yeah.
They're just gonna drop stuff and hope it does what they're trying to do.
So the Aquilians hurled down stones on the besiegers, combining pitch and olive oil with asphalt and brimstone. Woo! So basically, old-timey napalm.
Yeah, wow.
Because of the asphalt, it's gonna stick and the pitch, and it's on fire and hot. That's a horrible way to go.
See, they're not so stabby now.
Yeah, this is creative now. Finally.
Yeah.
It took us an hour and a half.
Somebody's improving here.
Yeah, exactly. Wow, who would have thought of that? It's like asphalt and like, oh god.
Oh yeah, that's a terrible way to go.
It's also creative because they're using the naturally occurring environment of fire in the Roman Empire.
Yeah. Oh, good. So it's good for climate change.
It's great. They were fucking up the environment before hairspray was even a thing.
Yeah, exactly.
They ignited this mixture and poured it over their attackers from hollow vessels filled with long handles. Bringing the flaming liquid to the walls, they scattered it over the soldiers like a heavy downpour of rain.
Oh my god, it's literally raining fire.
Yeah. Yep. They napalmed. They did a little bit of a war crime. I mean, back then that's just warfare, but like this would be like 8 times illegal nowadays.
Yeah.
Yeah. Carried along with the other ingredients, the pitch oozed onto the unprotected parts of the soldiers' bodies and spread everywhere. Then the soldiers ripped off their blazing corselets and the rest of their armor too, for the iron grew red hot and the leather and wooden parts caught fire and burned. As a result, soldiers were seen everywhere stripping themselves, and the discarded armor appeared like the spoils of war. But these were taken by cunning and treachery, not by courage on the field of battle. In this tragedy, most of the soldiers suffered scarred and disfigured faces and lost eyes and hands, while every unprotected part of the body was severely injured.
Jesus Christ.
So yeah, this is a description of basically napalm.
Yeah. That's terrible. Because they would have been wearing like the iron kind of stuff, and then so that would have oh my god,
and they've got everything covered in olive oil. Like at first, before we started getting into
the floor is also slippery too.
Slippery. No, before
you have those shitty sandals,
and that'd be hard to get off. Like all of that armor was
because it's all strapped down. It has those classic straps that you knot up and shit.
Yeah. You can't just be like zip.
It's not like onesie.
Yeah. No, I know, because it's like it takes ages to get it on. Like, oh my god, horrible.
I was gonna say, like, before you started going to the horrific descriptions of what was happening to these people, I was gonna be like, oh, this is what the guys on TikTok are talking about. A bunch of sweaty dudes covered in olive oil,
getting naked,
also
burning and losing an eye,
losing an eye, red hot, baby. That's what these guys are all on about. Before we got into the horrific descriptions of violence, of course,
like the guy in RoboCop that gets melted.
Yeah.
Basically, that's all a whole
and
regiment
they're stripping naked.
Yeah, because they
I have to. Yeah,
you
they have to. They have
but
to.
the pitch and everything, it burns into. You get your second and third degree burns, and it just stays there.
Yeah. Oh,
you can't remove it.
For an empire famously this bloodthirsty, you think they'd have better protection for their skin?
But they probably wouldn't have thought that was going to happen.
So famously,
stabby.
That's very stabby, but also skin can be stabbed. But even more importantly, in this case, everything's on fire all the time. What do you mean you're wearing sandals to this war?
They didn't use the aqueducts to put out the flames either.
They had
a sprinkler system installed in the city and didn't use it for that.
They used the sprinkler system to keep them from losing eyes in fucking warfare. Priorities.
Yeah, all right.
Unbelievable.
It is reported that Aquilians even used their women's hair to fashion bowstrings, while many of that is some smart upcycling. wife, I need to murder some fools. Can you quickly lend me a little bit of your hair?
Will that actually work? Like, how strong is their hair?
Oh, you twirl it up, and you make a proper string.
You make a proper almost rope out of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Not like one or two. Like,
no.
That shit'll burn.
We're shaving like hundreds or thousands of women.
Oh my god.
Probably. While many of Maximinus' men died of starvation, if not from the fighting. The only water source was polluted as the Aquilians threw the bodies of all the dead into the river.
Definitely Pupienus.
What is it called? Liquid death. This is the origin of the brand.
Oh yeah. Oh my god. I read something the other day about just people drinking water from things where people have died, and it's just But I mean,
death juice inside you.
Yeah. Just
they'll use
the smell as well, being I'm just gonna drink some more.
They'll use the water for anything but putting out fires or preventing death.
No. They're weaponizing water now.
They're weaponized.
God, I'm so happy we live in 2023.
Yeah.
When I hear shit like this, I'm like,
you can just go to a pillar and buy a bottle of water.
Yeah, no syringe out on the streets. We're gonna shit in a bowl and be like,
yeah. Oh fuck. Yeah.
Out the window.
I love plumbing, and I love sewage management, so that we don't have to smell it or look at it.
On top of that, rumors persisted that the whole of Italy and much of the empire with it were united against them. Combined with the fact that the vast majority of them had to sleep under the open sky, completely exposed to the elements, it is safe to say they were straight up not having a good time.
I love that. Just straight up not having a good time.
Bro, I'm straight up not having a good time.
This is not a vibe.
Yeah. Eventually, the soldiers of the 2nd Legion Pathica hitherto loyal to the Thracian, decided it would be a good idea if they just went up and murdered Maximinus.
We should totally just stab Maximinus.
Yeah, and then we can join our brethren again, because we technically revolted.
Yeah.
And
also,
this is a way how you get out of your contract. It's just you kill your boss and you're just hey bro, we just killed our boss. Can you hire us back?
I love that.
Also, I'm 70. We need to remember this. They're doing all this backstabbing shit.
Yeah, when they're senior citizens.
They're literally the GOP.
They're gonna die soon anyway.
What is all this
One
for?
last time to fuck with the people.
Yeah.
All right. Quote.
Baby boomers.
Yeah. Quote, taking courage, therefore, the conspirators went to Maximinus' tent about noon. The imperial bodyguard, which was involved in the plot, ripped Maximinus' pictures from the standards. When he came out of his tent with his son to talk to them, they refused to listen and killed them both.
Well, that's perfectly
enough talk.
Yes, stab.
Just shut up.
Boring conversation anyways.
I only listen to myself.
They killed the army's commanding general also, and the emperor's close friends. The bodies were handed over to those who wished to trample and mutilate them, after which the corpses were exposed to the birds and dogs. The heads of Maximinus and his son were sent to Rome. Jesus. Yeah, I mean,
Wow,
you need some proof, I guess.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Hey, I know this fool.
God, I hate to be that postman.
Yeah, God.
Just a satchel full of heads.
Yeah. Just like,
and you're riding on a horse too?
Yeah.
So that the heads keep bopping against.
Oh my God, I just can't get over the smell.
No, it must have awful.
Yeah.
Truly awful.
With the sun and the
tongues and the eye.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Everything swells up too. And it's Roman weather too.
Yeah,
I was going to say the heat is going to fuck you up more than
Well, it depends what time of year, but still it's going to be warm.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, they're going to Rome, so...
You don't have refrigeration.
We're from this is from the north, right?
Yeah, they're coming from the north down south again.
On a horse and cart, that's a good...
They plant rice there, so yeah, it's warm enough.
Yeah, but it'd be a good 3 or 4 day trek.
Yeah.
More.
You still got to smell it.
Yeah, terrible. All right. Hopefully he got
I wonder if they had to clean the heads before they gave, just to be no, because they covered
in makeup artist.
You probably. I don't think
new tutorial how to freshen
Hi guys,
up
welcome back to that channel. Today we're just going to be showing you how to fix up a severed head.
Imagine you work in
you nailed the energy.
Yeah,
that was perfect.
Just so we're just going to brush this. Hand. Sorry, this is covered in a bit of blood. I'm just
We had to add, what's it called? When you fix a chipped tooth or something.
Oh, the enamel
veneers.
things. The
We
veneers.
got veneers. How to add veneers to your granddad's severed head. Imagine being a
amazing.
mortician and like your family business is like making heads look hot. Making
when did that
severed heads look hot.
Face fuckable again.
But I mean, we're talking about royalty here, kind of. So you also don't want to be disrespectful to your boss in theory by being like, yeah, he was fucking.
Here's a shitty head.
Here's a shitty fucking rotted head that looks like garbage.
I'm so
There'd be
sorry.
maggots. There'd be
I'm so sorry. I thought that just Pupienus would be the maximum of grossness.
I know. No, I'm fine with the Pupienus.
We all know.
We all have
Thank you.
everyone poopy
Thank you so much.
anuses.
Yeah, like I can handle it.
I am Spartacus. I am Pupienus. No, I am.
Yeah, why isn't there a movie on Pupienus? Is what I'm going to say. I mean,
No Shakespeare play,
Yeah.
no movie. They really done poopy anus dirty.
yeah, they did. Literally dirty.
Not like these heads though. These heads got the golden
Pristine heads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They didn't bring back his anus.
Yeah.
Some spit and polish. Pupienus, meanwhile, was sitting in Ravenna, gathering troops and or procrastinating on the whole Maximinus business. He's 70. Of course he's procrastinating. Just life at this point is one long procrastination. All right, quote. He feared Maximinus mightily. Very often, indeed, in referring to him, he said that he was waging war against not a man but a cyclops. Claims the Historia Augusta. To his credit, his co-emperor was allegedly even more of a Mr. Scaredy Trousers. Quote.
Mr. Scaredy Trousers. That doesn't quite roll off the tongue as Scaredy Pants.
Yeah, we get it though.
Yeah.
Quote, such was the joy of Balbinus, who was in even greater terror, that he sacrificed a hecatomb as soon as Maximinus' head was brought to him. Now a hecatomb is sacrifice performed in the following manner. 100 altars made of turf are erected at one place, and before them 100 swine and 100 sheep are slaughtered. Furthermore, if it be an emperor's sacrifice, 100 lions, 100 eagles, and several hundreds of other animals of the kin are slain.
Kill those
Fuck them
motherfucking eagles.
What the fuck is this?
What do you need to kill 100 lions for?
100 lions?
Yeah.
Where do they get these lions from?
They have a guy.
I know a guy. I know a guy in Africa. Okay, he's gonna get
We're
the
gonna ship
AK
it from
Rome.
Long Island,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
see?
100 lions.
Staten
Which is
Island.
Sicily.
Yeah, Sicily, basically.
Well, I guess then, they're not going to have any gladiator fights anytime soon, like with the fucking lions. So they're going to, we got to sacrifice a few.
Yeah.
They're about to go bad anyways.
Yeah. Oh my God. 100
God.
eagle. I can't-
Mass slaughter just
What?
because
Why?
they're fucking, scared. And this is like a way to make it
Yeah.
probably...
Have you met Italians? Are so superstitious.
Uh-huh.
Jesus.
They
They
kill
still have the
100
evil eye.
lions.
They still have the evil eye.
Same in Greece and stuff. And like,
Yeah, but that's different from killing like 100 of each type
Well,
of
look-
animal like it's on the ark.
2,000 years have
we've
changed him a little bit as well.
evolved. We've got the internet now. We can fact check.
Everything else is exactly.
Oh, I should only sacrifice maximum 5 lions?
Yeah,
Okay.
just 5.
Everything above is overkill.
Yeah.
But I like to. Nothing has changed except for the fact that we don't kill animals, except for the fact that we're like, fuck them eagles. They deserve to die.
Yeah, the first thing we're
Fuck
like,
the
fuck them, kill
eagles.
the eagles.
Kill them.
It's
Kill
all,
them.
it's all their fault.
Yeah.
So good. Can you do substitution?
Yes.
We don't have eagles right now. Can you?
Sorry, is Pepsi okay?
Yeah.
We have a bunch of penguins for some reason.
Oh no, not the penguin.
I'm so sorry, guys.
What about rats? We could do with rats.
Oh yeah.
I like the rats, but they do have the plague. so.
Ratatouille. Hey.
Hey.
I want a Roman Empire movie, but it's Ratatouille, where someone's just ruling Rome by puppeteering. them.
Yeah, where's the Disney Pixar Roman Empire cartoon?
They did Greece. They did Hercules.
Yeah,
Why not do a fucking Roman one?
Yeah,
True,
on Pupienus.
Yeah, Pupienus.
That'd go down
The tall
so well with
tales
my
of Pupienus.
5-year-old nephew. Like my 5-year-old nephew would love Pupienus.
My 15-year-old nephew would also love Pupienus.
35-year-old,
Yeah,
he
yeah.
also loves the Pupienus.
My 68-year-old father would be like, I love the Pupienus.
Fun for the whole family.
Yeah.
Disney.
Yay!
The writer's strike is over.
Yeah. We're giving you ideas for free, Disney.
Yeah.
This is like what it is.
Yeah, fucking listen to us, Bob Iger.
No. Pupienus now made his way to Aquileia, let himself be celebrated, and gave a speech to the army how they made the right choice in following the Senate's wishes, and how he and Balbinus would set things right. Pupienus returned to Rome under great celebration and with a considerable mass of German auxiliaries that Maximinus had brought with him, but on whose loyalty he could rely due to his aforementioned past leniency with their people. Pupienus and Balbinus' rule was quite alright by accounts, as they ruled justly, wisely, and moderately, even though the two disagreed on the most trivial matters. And it's the odd couple. It's the Roman odd couple.
There's so many movie ideas in this.
Yeah.
This is great.
That's
like,
the best part of this podcast.
Yeah.
Every episode is like 4 movies. In
Yeah. God, yeah.
There's so much
Yes.
to go from here.
And according at least to Herodian, each sought to secure imperial rule for himself alone, which led to their downfall. Quote.
Oh no.
The Praetorians, however, were privately disgruntled, not at all pleased that the people had demonstrated their approval of the emperors. The noble birth of the two men was an affront to the Praetorians, and they were indignant also because the emperors had received the imperial office from the Senate. The Praetorians feared that the Germans' troop with Pupienus Maximus in Rome would oppose them if they should instigate a revolt. They suspected that the Germans were lying in wait for them. Sie sneaky Germans, yeah?
Sneaky.
If the Praetorians were discharged from service by trickery, the Germans would be at hand to replace them as the imperial bodyguard. When the Capitoline Games were drawing to an end, that's around August 2038, so we're still in the same year. Just a
This
few
is
months.
all in 1 year.
Yeah, a few months.
Oh my god.
But this is only because that's all we have. Like,
yeah,
history,
true.
And all the people were occupied with festivals and shows. The
They had better shit to do. Sorry.
I was at Nova Rock.
Yeah, sorry guys. I'm at Tomorrowland.
Yeah, I'm doing Wacken tomorrow.
Yeah,
I'm at Burning Man, guys. I got better shit to
Literally
do.
Burning Man.
I didn't even intend for that. Literally Burning Man.
So like the Burning Man people, like they got it from the ancient Rome. Like they're just like, oh yeah, was it Crassus? Like
Yes.
burning shit. That's a
Yes.
good idea.
Awesome.
Hey, there's a lot of Silicon Valley CEOs and stuff there, so like,
True.
makes sense.
Oh shit. Yes,
So
we're
they were at
occupied with festivals and shows. The Praetorians suddenly brought their hidden resentments into the open. Making no attempt to control their anger, they launched an unreasoning assault, rushing into the palace with one purpose. They approached the aged emperors. When Maximus learned that the Praetorian Guard was coming to kill them, he wished to summon a sufficient number of the German auxiliaries who were in Rome to resist the conspirators. But Balbinus, thinking that this was a ruse intended to deceive him, he knew that the Germans were devoted to Maximus, refused to allow Maximus to issue the order, believing that the Germans were coming not to put down a Praetorian uprising, but to secure the empire for Maximus alone. Dude, I'm telling you, I'm not trying to fuck you over right now. Nah, that doesn't sound right to me, man.
Yeah.
I think you're trying to fuck me right now. Dude, we're both gonna die literally if you don't let me do this.
Divided we fall. And they learned this the hard way.
Yeah.
That Balbinus is the bigger shithead between him and Pupienus is great.
It's a good thing they established earlier that he was not of conspiratorial mind, because now that is becoming the foreshadowing element that shows us his downfall.
While the two men were arguing, the Praetorians rushed in with a single purpose. When the guards at the palace gates deserted the emperors, the Praetorians seized the old men and ripped off the plain robes they were wearing because they were at home. as opposed to the purple robes an emperor would wear in public. All right, so
you say Papa robes cut my life into pieces. I'm sorry. No, I like that they're just
Did
like
you just
chilling.
say Papa robes?
Yes, that was the joke I just made.
Sorry.
I thought that's why you were laughing at.
It took me like 13. No,
What were you laughing
cut
at?
my life into pieces.
Yeah.
It's already funny enough.
That's it.
Yeah, true.
Cut my life into pieces. That's them going after.
Oh, it's so good.
But they're not. I like that they're just chilling at home and they're like, no more resting and relaxation outfit. You get to be naked.
Yeah.
You 70-year-old fucks.
Yeah,
gosh.
we want to see them ball.
Balbinas.
Those balbinos, baby.
We're shoving that balbinas up your
poopy wrinkly anus. Yeah.
Balbinas, my poopy wrinkly anus. Oh my god.
Great rap duo. Great. Hot, steamy tracks.
Yeah,
they're
but
dropping.
a lot of infighting, evidently.
Dragging the two men naked from the palace, they inflicted every insult and dignity upon them. Jeering at these emperors elected by the Senate, they beat and tortured them, pulling their beards and eyebrows and doing them every kind of physical outrage. They then brought the emperors through the middle of the city to the Praetorian camp, unwilling to kill them in the palace. They preferred to torture them first, so that they might suffer longer.
Oh my god.
Elder abuse.
Yeah. Ageism.
And he wasn't. We need to say he wasn't even the most bloodthirsty of Roman emperors.
No, he was apparently a pretty chill dude on the scale of emperors.
Yeah.
He's still kind of a shithead, but not a violent warlord.
I mean,
Like
any
every
emperor has
fucking president of the United States had at least one war crime.
he was the Jimmy Carter. I'm so sorry I'm making this so much about America, but the parallels work too much.
And the peanuts and
And admittedly, I don't know enough about Australian politics.
It's okay. Neither do I. I know more about American politics. Like, that's the joy of America.
They are our own gladiatorial arena of.
It's okay. Most of my American.
Gladiatorius Berejiklian.
What? Oh, Gladys Berejiklian. Yeah.
That's the closest I came to a Roman pun.
I mean, I'm talking like even just prime ministers. Like, I can name more presidents of the United. But that's also because I watched The Simpsons growing up. So like,
same.
Whereas I can only say Tony Abbott, and then
that's not bad.
That's the only one I know.
He's the most unhinged lunatic for me because he ate an onion raw on TV.
But I used to think he was bad, and then Scott Morrison came in.
I was gonna say ScoMo really did.
Yeah, Tony Abbott at least was shredded.
Yeah, she wasn't a.
Did you ever see him on the surfboard?
Yeah.
Oh man,
hate that man.
I wish.
Absolutely. He's like our Kurtz. I totally understand.
No, I hate that man.
Neoliberal ass wanker.
Yeah.
But Kurtz is not shredded, I don't think.
No, but all of our chancellors are very out of shape.
Would we respect Mark Zuckerberg more if he were also shredded?
He's shredded now.
But he was not when the famous picture was taken.
No. The surf thing.
Yeah, with the
kabuki mask that he was wearing, basically. He had so much sunblocker on.
Oh, yes, yeah.
It looked like a kabuki mask.
Why is that fucking memory in my brain? Like, I was like, I don't care about Mark.
At least better than seeing your emperor dragged through the street and tortured to death.
Yeah.
Yes. When the Germans learned what was happening, they did what?
They came to the rescue.
They snatched up their arms and hastened to the rescue.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
As soon as the Praetorians were informed of their approach, they killed the mutilated emperors.
Wow, this is kind of a beautiful story.
Yeah.
Leaving the corpses exposed in the street, the Praetorians took up Gordian Caesar and proclaimed him emperor. So they made the child, the 14-year-old.
This little baby.
Now
that's now it.
So they can control them, I guess, too.
Yeah, puppet. Another puppet.
Since at the moment they could find no other candidate for the office.
Conveniently, they couldn't find anyone
by
better
killing everybody else
than a child that they could control.
Don't worry, he'll be dead in 4 years. When he's like 18, they'll be like, yeah, we'll kill him.
15, he'll be middle-aged.
Yeah,
I mean, you
it's
become
true.
the man of the house at age 15, which is bonkers. Imagine being lorded over by your 15-year-old son.
Yeah.
Like
Oof.
your little shit fucking Minecraft playing 14-year-old son. Roblox playing.
Having
Give me a Roblox box, mom.
Wet dream, little 15.
Yeah, exactly.
But the Germans loved him.
Yeah, proclaiming that they had only killed the men whom the people did not want to rule them in the first place.
Yeah, just people.
No, these are not the Germans. These are the Praetorians.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's, it would be so. It would be
We are fair people. We only kill the people who kill our people.
Yeah. It's a quid pro quo.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the Praetorians
Yes.
that are like, what? We just killed these people.
You told us to kill him.
Come on.
They chose as emperor this Gordian, who was descended from the Gordian, whom the Romans themselves had forced to accept the rule. Keeping the Emperor Gordian with them, they went off to the Praetorian camp, where they shut the gates and remained quiet. Learning that the men they were hurrying to rescue had been killed and their bodies exposed, the Germans returned to their quarters, unwilling to fight fruitlessly for men already dead. At least the Germans are the only smart ones in this story.
Yeah.
Thus ended the rule and life of Marcus Clodius Pupienus Maximus after a total of 99 days.
Wow.
Wow.
How old was he? Does it say how
In
old
his
he was?
70s.
Yeah.
He was in his 70s, but we
Yeah.
don't know
He had
when.
a good life.
Because we don't know when he was born. Exactly.
Oh, true.
There's like a 8-year window where he could have been born in.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
we don't know for sure. While held in at least moderately high regard by surviving contemporary or near contemporary sources, today he is remembered, if at all, for his other, if perhaps accidental, non-contribution to this one war he is known to have fought in, and most of all, of course, for his funny name. You can get the poopy sources in the description below of the podcast. This was the story of Pupienus.
Thank you very much, Ben.
Thank you,
wrote that,
Ben.
yeah.
This was great.
Can I see? I've been picturing. It's a little less on the nose than I thought it would be.
Pupienus.
Pupienus.
Penis. It's also got you can
Story
also,
of-
Either one word.
yeah, either it's bad.
Pupienus
Yeah.
or Pupienus.
Yeah, Pupienus. I was
Pupienus.
expecting like more peas in Pupienus.
Most
It's a
men
good dog's
expect more
name,
peas
actually.
in their
Right?
If I get a
Pupienus.
dog, I think I'll call it Pupienus.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That's a great dog name.
Yeah.
Pupienus.
He's licking himself again.
Yeah, he will lick his own asshole,
Yeah.
so it won't be a Pupienus.
This is the second pet name that has been derived from this show, because I've also decided I really want to name. We did Hedy Lamarr, the actress and inventor of Bluetooth.
Oh, wow.
Of
decided-
modern telecommunications.
Yes, modern
the basis.
television.
Okay.
Literally a genius.
Yeah.
And I think that Hedy would just be an adorable cat name, as would Pupienus be
Perfect
for a
cat
little
name.
Yeah,
dog.
little dog.
Yeah.
Pupienus.
Lol, puppy.
Pupienus.
Oh.
Pupienus. Aw.
Pupienus. Anus.
So yeah, this was the we had
Great.
for the first time we had a truly fun Roman adventure.
Yeah.
Except for all the murder.
Yeah.
But what you gonna do?
Yeah,
Yeah.
what you gonna do about it?
Yeah,
Huh?
yeah, gotta break some eggs to make an
Yeah.
omelet over here.
Bad boys.
Yeah.
What you gonna do? It's literally the
When
Roman
the
Empire.
Pupienus comes for you.
Yeah.
Oh my
It's the
God.
Roman Empire. You will not get
Violence free doesn't exist.
no, violence free does not exist.
I feel like in any history there's
of
always
true, but
violence.
specifically the Roman Empire.
We had
Well,
a few phases in certain places of the world where
Particularly-
it was relatively.
Austria during the AKH-Skandal, where a bunch of bureaucrats in Austria, between the 60s, the
50s, starting in the
50s and
50s.
The year 2000 stole just a fuck ton of money, saying they were going to build a hospital.
Oh, yeah.
That's the only bloodless story we've had on this podcast so
Oh,
far.
Okay.
True.
Hey,
Yeah.
but fraud and stuff, that's pretty or evasion or
Yeah.
stealing money. That's a pretty big deal in
That's
Austria.
Mm-hmm.
just as bad
Yeah.
as
Yeah, especially in Germany as well, tax
in
evasion.
Germany, in proto-Germany. But yeah.
Wow, what a great story.
Yeah.
I hope
Pupienus.
I hope you enjoyed the
I felt like,
Pupienus.
I feel like I've learned something.
Do you have any other thoughts?
That I hate eagles.
Yeah.
Fuck them eagles.
This is the official stance of the Eurocentrist podcast.
Yeah. Well, very good. I was like, poopy.
You're like, I
poopy
wasted my
sauce.
life for this?
Yeah, no, poopy sauce.
It
I was
literally
like,
does say poopy sauce.
oh, I was like, is there a Wikipedia source? There is. Pupienus.
Yeah, but also the other, thankfully,
Yeah.
again, that's one of the benefits of weird nerds being really into Roman history. Everything is
Yeah.
already translated and everything is online available.
Yeah, lovely.
Which, makes it different to, for example, Pupienus, because this guy is way, let's be honest, like as it comes to his life and life story, way less interesting than Perkeo.
Admittedly,
He was
Yeah.
one of the last court dwarfs.
Oh, okay, yeah,
And he was apparently a really funny guy,
Yeah.
but there's basic no official sources online that you can just draw from.
Yeah.
There's like a Victor Hugo quote of
No,
his.
it's Victor Hugo, who admittedly takes a very point. Look, I don't think he's wrong in his character. That is most likely was not a great life for this little guy to have.
Yeah.
Considering he was literally like stolen from his right? He was like,
Well, they just dragged him out of his job of being a button maker and were like,
They
hey,
kidnapped him.
do you want to be in the court? And the implication being,
you're gonna be in the court.
Yeah.
They forced him to drink like liters, 20 liters of wine every single day.
yeah.
For the entertainment of other people. Like,
It's torture.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, the court system always suck. Always will suck.
Yeah.
Royals are the worst.
Wow.
Politicians are just the Coke Light version, and I rather have that because
Well, when you've got like people that are like basing everything on superstition, it's like,
Yeah.
well, like, or like just weird shit.
they
like,
sacrificed thousands of animals.
Yeah.
Just so they're like,
And again, they're a battle-hardened people who had the most scantily clad armor possible.
Oh, you
like
mean
their priorities were all like
sexy
all,
armor because
all kinds of stupid is what I'm trying to say.
because centurions normally had like that harnish that was like with the boob and the six pack.
Yeah.
Sure, but it's still showing like there's so many.
No, I'm just saying that is adding to it. It's like, oh, I want to wear armor, but I also want to look like I'm naked right now.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
wanna
with the
seduce
nipples
the
on it
enemy.
and
Just
stuff.
really horny.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Again, that's one of the reasons why I think they survived Rome burning down every few, like all those civil wars, all of that.
Yeah.
They fuck themselves out of those situations.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, we have to bang now, I guess, you know? Because again, Pupienus had eight siblings, and
Yeah.
all of them died during childhood.
Yeah.
It's insane.
That is insane.
Wow.
That you have to squirt out 8, 9 to get one good one.
Yeah.
And
God,
again-
those poor women just pumping
Oh,
out.
no. Again, women were
And they had to give their hair up.
slightly above slaves.
Yeah.
Slightly above.
Yeah, slightly
Assuming
above.
There were some slaves that were treated way better, especially teachers.
Oh, yeah, true.
Like Greek teachers that were slaves were treated very nicely most of the time, as opposed to women.
I was gonna say a
who
lot
were
of
free Romans.
Yeah.
a lot of the slaves probably were women too. So
Oh, that too. Yeah,
there's
no,
like,
the sex thing is a totally different. Yeah.
It's like you're screwed either way. Like,
Yeah, literally.
Right in the Pupienus.
And to think that it's just a complete coincidence that Pupienus is what it means today. Like half of the humor in this is just, oh, it sounds like a butt.
Yeah.
It sounds like a butt. And he did all this stuff. I mean, I'm not
Just surprised that there's not much, like more like films about Pupienus.
Yeah. But it's,
'Cause it's-
it's
there
like
should be-
just his name though. Like
Or
everything
Season
is,
of Rome,
Yeah.
you know, at the network.
Yeah.
That's Netflix, right?
I don't know.
I'm not sure
But a
anymore.
TV show, yeah.
You know, yeah.
It's just he's just the most Pupienus is remembered for being the most German of the emperors of the Roman Empire.
I
which
love
is saying-
the rules. I'm a ruler after
That's
all.
probably why, that's why the Romans are just like, he's not one of us.
Yeah, we're not claiming him. What a weirdo.
Yeah. Why is he on time? That's weird. Why does he like fucking mayonnaise on everything? That's
Yeah.
fucking weird.
He keeps building train tracks everywhere.
Yeah.
Don't understand this.
The first recorded member of the Roman Empire who had autism.
on the spectrum. He's on the spectrum.
I would believe that though, since he liked the rules so much.
Yeah, and he was a terrible public speaker.
And he didn't give a shit about what anyone thought.
Yeah. Oh my God. Oh, that is a good in-game theory.
Yeah.
Game theory.
Also,
Pupienus.
very little personal hygiene. Like he didn't care about the Pupienus.
We don't actually.
No,
know
we don't.
that.
No, of course we don't.
I just think that's
it's
funny.
It's just funny at this way.
It's just
Yeah,
fun.
yeah.
I have to keep reminding myself that at this time, Pupienus was just, I guess, a normal name.
Like Bob, or no,
I don't think it's like Bob.
Like
Yeah, and like we don't even know how it's pronounced, and
yeah,
so
Miller or whatever, or
Yeah.
Smith, yeah,
Mueller,
yeah.
Mueller,
Bueller.
and is it Mueller? Is like a really German name.
Oh, Müller, yeah,
Yeah.
that's Miller.
Yeah, Mueller, yeah.
That's the same guy.
Oh, Mueller, yeah.
Because
Smith.
both of them just grind down corn.
Yeah. Mueller.
But yeah, so
Genau.
thank you, Pupienus.
Yeah.
For being German. We don't really have anything we can cite as we don't really have a justification for, if it wasn't for Pupienus, we would never have the aqueduct system.
No. He was just an okay dude as a ruler.
And we just get a great name.
He's just got a great name.
Again, that was the reason why I picked it. It was literally just because of Pupienus.
Thank you, Pupienus,
Yes.
for
All right.
for nothing.
Yes.
Thank you for nothing.
Thank you for this episode, Pupienus.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, Elena, where can
Plug your
people?
shit.
Yes, exactly. Where can people find you?
Plug my shit. You can find me on every social media kind of thing. I've got like YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, X, Twitter. What are we saying? I don't know,
whatever,
but I
Dead
don't
name
even
in
use
Twitter.
it.
That platform is dying anyways.
TikTok, all this stuff. I just at Elena Gabrielle on all of them. So,
Perfect.
Yeah.
The links will be in the description, obviously, below.
Yep.
Our stuff you can also check out.
Yep.
Please consider donating to our Patreon and coming to our live shows.
Yes.
Our links will be also in the description. And again, thank you, Ben, for
Ben.
researching.
Thanks, Ben.
Probably the most time he spent on this was just giggling to himself while writing this, for sure. He's like, must resist putting more puns in there.
Yeah.
He's truly the Jordan Peele meme of him just sweating behind the keyboard. Like trying desperately to hold himself back. That's how Paul was too this whole time. But not really. I mean, I think we had a lot of restraint for... I stand by that statement. We could have been a lot worse.
Okay, a little bit more loosey-goosey with the Pupienus. Yes.
Yeah.
I somehow think that that's possible. All right.
So yes, check out the next episode of the Eurocentrist, which will be coming out in 2 weeks, as always. We'll have a fantastic other guest on.
Yeah.
So goodbye and good night.
Yeah. Thanks.
Bye.
For Bye.
Nice.